Mental Health Foundation is the leading organization promoting mental health for children in the U.S. and has free tools and information developed by experts.
Having those resources is the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
Check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 38 degrees Pittsburgh International at 7 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. One person is dead after an officer-involved shooting that occurred on the Parkway North. 3 others were taken to the hospital. Police say it all began when police officers chased a white SUV out of Butler County. That chase continued on to the southbound Parkway North. Eventually, the chase reached the Camp Horn Road area in Ohio Township along the Parkway North. Police say that's when that fleeing SUV lost control and flipped over. Police say someone in the SUV began firing shots at officers, and officers returned fire, striking one of the people in the SUV. That person later died. The 3 others in the SUV were taken to the hospital. No officers were injured. Right now, state police are handling the investigation. One person is dead after a house fire in Ben Avon. That fire occurred at a home along Perrysville Avenue just before 12:30 Saturday morning. It took hours for firefighters to put that fire out. The name of the person who died in the fire has not been made public as of yet. The cause of the fire is under investigation. A man is dead after he was run over by a vehicle in his driveway. That man was pinned underneath the vehicle. It happened Saturday in Uniontown, Fayette County. An investigation revealed that the man did not put the car in park. He then exited the vehicle. The car drifted backward. The man became pinned underneath the front left tire. The man was taken to Uniontown Hospital where he later died. State police continue to investigate the incident. Well, police are investigating after a person was shot in Butler, the city of Butler, Friday night. That shooting occurred on Whitmire Avenue around 10 p.m. Friday night. The person was flown to the hospital from the scene. No word on any suspect descriptions or if anyone is in custody. Well, how will you pay for all those holiday gifts now that we're into the holiday season? CBS's Stacey Lynn reports.
A lot of presents under the tree, but this year's been tough. According to a new survey by Money Lion, a whopping 84% of shoppers say they're using credit cards to pay for all those gifts. They found 30% plan to use one of those buy now, pay later platforms. 14% say they'll take out a personal loan, and 25% are getting a side job to help ensure the holidays are bright for those on their list. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
KDKA Radio News Time, 7:03. Time to visit BLOCS.org today. Change a student's life and get 90% back on your PA taxes. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Great wintertime savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. 80% lean fresh ground beef, $3.99 a pound. Healthy sweet blueberries, 1 pint package, $1.99 each. And selected varieties of Hostess donuts, 9.5 to 11.25 ounce bags, 2 for $3. Additional savings in our meat department. Lean, whole, bone-in, shorter pork butts, $1.99 a pound. And Eckrich smoked sausage or Polska kielbasa, 39 to 42 ounce packages, $7.88 each. In the produce department, sweet seedless halos, 3-pound bag, $3.99 each. And Haas variety avocados are 77 cents each. In our deli department, popcorn chicken bowls, 1 pound package, $6.99 each. And this week, selected varieties of Coke, Sprite, or Dr. Pepper, 6-pack, half-liter bottles, 4 for $16.
So get in on the great wintertime savings right now at Coons Market. How do you find the one nearest you? Click on CoonsMarket.com. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Maybe the most amazing thing that Robert Levin and Levin Furniture do is this amazing program we have right now. They're having 5 families in need, providing them with free furniture this holiday season, this Levin's Furniture for Families program. He announced it on this show, helping a deserving family. Go to the Get Marty section of KDKRadio.com, nominate a family. Get Marty section of KDKRadio.com, nominate a family. 5 families will get $5,000 worth of furniture, Levin Furniture, and a $500 gift card. Details at kdkradio.com.
Experience casino like never before at Bet365. Spin your way through your favorite games. Check out our awesome table games and face off against a real live dealer. And play exclusive games that you simply can't play anywhere else. New Bet365 players get a 100% deposit match bonus up to $1,000 plus spins. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically present in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. T&Cs apply.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today looks cloudy and breezy with some rain at times, mixing with some snowflakes early in the day with a high of 42. Then a stray flurry tonight, otherwise cloudy, low 27. Then cloudy and colder tomorrow with a high of 35. Snow arrives late at night and continues into the day on Tuesday, accumulating 1 to 3 inches, high 34. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's time to get green. Doug Oster is here. All natural, no pesticides, no artificial ingredients. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Well, he is here, Mr. Doug Oster, and he's ready to talk to you about everything that is gardening. We're going to get to it right away, and that number to talk to him, 866-391-1020. A great guest coming up in our second and third segment. He'll tell you all about that in a moment. But if you're the 10th caller at 412-922-1020, you will win yourself a $25 gift certificate to Sorgles. Here he is, star of the show, Doug Oster, DougOster.com. 'Tis the season as of tomorrow's December 1st.
Jeez.
Isn't that amazing?
And I'm still out there planting bulbs.
We know you have an issue. But
yes, I do have an issue. I've made a dent in my bulb planting, but and I actually got my leaves blown off yesterday. I had to do it yesterday because I had heard there's going to be rain today, and I was like, it's been so windy, it's been impossible to blow the leaves. I got that job done. I'm gonna really hit it hard today and get most of those bulbs in today. I hope I can. I don't know what the weather situation is. I looked yesterday; it said rain mid-afternoon, but we'll see what happens. And I'll be glad. Actually, it's so funny. I have those bulbs like hanging over my head because they've got to get in here. Like Rob said, geez, it's going to be December 1st. They should all be in the ground already, but this is what happens to me every year. I procrastinate. But I'm already looking, like if I could get these in, like everybody has bulbs on sale, I could pick up 100 or so others. There's a company that I order from all the time. It's called Van Engelen, and it's where I get bulk bulbs, and they've got like 100 daffodils for like $36, and whenever you're paying less than $1 a bulb, you're getting a good deal. And there's a couple varieties of daffodil in there I love, but I can't even think about that until I get my bulbs planted. But I wanted to talk about this really cool sale. I've talked about Gary Ibsen before. I talked to him about him a couple months ago. He was a friend of mine, and he passed away. He ran a company with his wife, Dagmar Lacey, called Tomato Fest, and they've got now 400 different types of tomatoes, and every year they have a sale early in the season like this. And Gary and I were email friends for years. We had never met, but he used to have this Tomato Fest, and actually Clint Eastwood in Carmel, California, had helped him with this Tomato Fest. He had named a tomato after Clint Eastwood. I gave it away a few years ago, called Clint Eastwood's Rowdy Red. And we shared a love of course, heirloom tomatoes and time spent on the water. Before his back went bad, he's about 10, maybe a little bit more, was a little bit more than 10 years older than me. But he used to love to be in his canoe, and he would always email me when I put pictures of my kayak up on Facebook. And even though I have, again, a desk filled with tomato seeds, I'm always ordering a couple others from his, from Tomato Fest. And I was just so sad last year to hear about his passing. He had a pacemaker, and he had sent out an email saying that the pacemaker, the defibrillator part of the pacemaker kept going off, and they were telling him that his time was short. But I'm so excited that his wife Dagmar is continuing his work. And when I worked for the Tribune Review, and I read this before, but I love it so much, and it explains what kind of guy Gary was. But I'll never forget how he started this talking to me because I had screwed up the time. I didn't realize he was in California. I thought for some reason he was in Indiana. I'd set up this interview. And so here's how that article starts. Gary Ibsen was surprised to hear from me as he picked up the phone in his California home. We'd scheduled a morning interview, but neither of us realized that we were in different time zones. At the time, he was 74, co-owner of Tomato Fest, and was in the middle of his morning ritual with the love of his life, Dagmar Lacey, and asked if I could call back in 30 minutes. And then when I called back, I asked him, well, what is your morning ritual? And this is the part I love. This is what Gary was. And he said to me, at 6:40 a.m., I start to make Dagmar's tea, he says. At 7 a.m., I slip into the dark bedroom, put her pot of tea on her bedside table, then wake Dagmar with a kiss and whisper, good morning, Dagmar. Here's your tea to start what I hope will be your best day. Then I close the open window, turn on the heat, or start a fire on the wood-burning stove, fluff up her pillows, give her another kiss, and then return to the office. That's Gary Ibsen, and I just love that, and I've read it before, but I just love it. Now, I can no longer find that article on the Tribune Review's website. It was there for a long time. If there's anybody out there that's a computer expert that could dig that up for me, I would love to see it again. I'm glad I saved that when I could find it. And so when I was looking at the catalog, I think it was last year or the year before, I was so surprised. There was a tomato in there called Acres Plum. And it's I'm reading the listing. It's a family heirloom saved by Carl Aker, who is a friend of mine and used to call into the show all the time. He has passed away since. And he loved to fish, and I visited him a few times at his garden in Monroeville. But here's the description from the catalog for Acres Plum. And I love this, like, growing stuff from Pittsburgh, and especially from someone who was a friend of mine. I couldn't believe when I saw this. So here's the description. These tomato seeds produce a healthy, long-lasting, regular leaf tomato plant that yields abundant crops of 2.5 to 3.5 inch, 6 to 8 ounce, brilliant red, jumbo, plum-shaped tomatoes. These tomatoes have thick, meaty walls with excellent taste, a fantastic multi-purpose tomato suitable for juice, cooking, salads, and this is from the catalog. Several gardening friends consider this tomato variety one of their top choices to include in their tomato garden each year. So that's from Carl Aker. Well, then I looked at the catalog a couple days ago, and there was another one in there called Acres, West Virginia. So Carl had sent him seeds of this, and Gary just didn't put any seeds in his catalog. He would grow them out. He would test them. He would taste them. Like I said, there's 400 varieties in there now. Used to be 600. So here's the description of this one. Originally from West Virginia, these organic tomato seeds produce a vigorous, highly productive, regular leaf heirloom tomato plant that yields excellent set of large 10 to 16 ounce deep red, slightly flattened tomatoes in clusters of 2. Fruits show little or no cracking and have a well-balanced sweetness to acidity. Delicious, robust flavors. So I just, I have to grow both of these, even though I grow lots of different tomatoes, but just something that's connected to me, just that I knew Carl. And then for us from Pittsburgh, and there's one other tomato in there that I talked to Gary about when he released it, and it's called Anthony's Passionate Heart. And Gary was a fan of Anthony Bourdain. And after the chef's death, he found this tomato and named it Anthony's Passionate Heart. At the time, Gary just told me how much he was moved by these shows that he would watch of Anthony Bourdain. And from the catalog, here's what Gary said. Anthony Bourdain was an American celebrity chef, author, and television personality who explored the cuisine, culture, joys, and essentials of human existence around the world. He was an icon to me and many others who love food and cooking as a most enjoyable way of gathering people together to celebrate our humanity. So that's how we created this Anthony's Passionate Heart, and it's from this tomato breeder, a friend of Gary's called Jeff Dawson, and it's a cross between Sun Gold, which is a tomato we talk about all the time here, and Amish Paste, and which are two great tomatoes. And over the years, first they called it Amish Red, then it changed to Red Buddha, and now it's after 7 years it was stabilized, and it's this beautiful Oxheart tomato. So that's Tomato Fest. All that information is at DougOster.com. If you want to order some seeds from them, take a look at that catalog, because if you're growing from seed, like so many of us do, you can find something so unique and wonderful in there. Now, when we come back, my guest is Sandra Mao. She's the author of this book called Vibrant Harvest, and it's all about growing vegetables and their beautiful color. We're going to have a great talk.
By the way, isn't that how Cindy wakes you up every day? Oh, yeah, I got to mention Old Economy Village. You love them, I love them. Next weekend, Christmas in the Village.
Yeah, Old Economy. That's something everybody should see. I do love that place. And I've done things out there for nearly...
long time.
Yeah, 30 years. Tried to help them do programs. I did a video out there this year for my TV show, which you can see, again, on my YouTube channel or through DougOster.com. But Old Economy, it's one of those places sometimes where people, I went there when I was a kid. But it's such a, first, deep history, rich history.
Incredible. Yeah,
and beautiful, especially for Christmas. And just a cool place that it's been preserved in Ambridge there. They're really cool.
You know, it'll give you a whole new appreciation of gardening, too.
Oh, yeah.
You
can go now. You can go now. But also, they have the most beautiful gardens. Really well done. And you could check out the video. Last time I was there, I know we're ready for a break, but last time I was there, I saw something I never saw before, their wine cellar.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that is the coolest thing.
It is cool. Anyway, Christmas in the Village next weekend. Both days start at 2. Old Economy Village. Great people in Ambridge. Want to give them a little love. All right, so Doug's guest coming up. We'll take some calls. Stay where you're at. This is the Organic Garden. Well, he's actually the Organic Gardener. I'm just here keeping the lights on. Stay with us, folks.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations to serve you. A Pittsburgh tradition. Bishop McDevitt defeated Peters Township 31-28 on a walk-off field goal to go to the PIAA 5A championship game. Game heard on KDKA, as was this one later in the day. Central Catholic is headed to the championship game to take on LaSalle as they beat Harrisburg 32-14. Pitt in their matchup against Miami saw Miami go for 416 total yards on the offensive side of the football, and Pitt was dismantled 38-7 the final. Penn State and Terry Smith, they end up 6-6 after the regular season. They beat Rutgers 40-36. Ohio State over Michigan 27-9. Left tackle Broderick Jones' season may be over after the Steelers placed him on injured reserve. He injured his neck in that 31-28 loss to Chicago. Aaron Rodgers is back. Alex Highsmith is back, although the Steelers are a slight underdog against Buffalo. They kick off at 4:25. Pens got hammered by Toronto 7-2 last night. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
What does living your best nonstop life mean to you? Cheering on your team at that big game? A music festival with friends? A family vacation? Or maybe a vacation from your family? Live your best nonstop life with low fares and nonstop flights only at Allegiant.com.
Non-stop flights from Pittsburgh to Sarasota Bradenton, one way for as low as $57. Must be purchased by 12/3/2025 for travel between 10/28/2025 and 5/17/2026. Seats and dates are limited. Restrictions apply. See Allegiant.com for details.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you are facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Well, the holidays are here, and we at Sorgels want to say, first of all, thank you to you, our customers, for a blessed year. Hi, this is Randy Sorgel, and we want to welcome you to Sorgels in Wexford for all of your holiday shopping. We have poinsettias, houseplants, wreaths, garlands, and greens to help you decorate. Visit our greenhouse that is truly something like you have not seen here before. And our home accents has unique decorating and gift ideas, especially our baby apparel. Parents and grandparents, if you need a special outfit for your child or grandchild, please come now while the selection is amazing. But I also want to tell you plant lovers to visit our new website edition. Go to reserveandroot.com. You will now be able to pre-order plants and pick them up when they arrive from our suppliers. This includes everything from houseplants to apple trees for next spring. Sorgels, 724-935-2090, right off the Wexford exit of I-79.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Well, I'd like to welcome Sandra Mao to the show this morning. She's the author of Vibrant Harvest, Cultivating a Kaleidoscope of Colors in Your Vegetable Garden with Heirlooms, Modern Hybrids, and more. Sandra, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, Doug. Such an honor to be here with you this morning.
Well, I love the book, and I wondered how gardening became your thing. How did you get into gardening?
So gardening has become my thing because it ties so deeply to my childhood. I grew up with my parents and my grandmother, and some of the happiest memory that I have is come from my grandmother's garden. She had this gorgeous garden with a giant Logan tree, and I remember every morning I would run in the garden, harvest jasmine for her, and we would sit together on the bamboo crate underneath the Logan tree, and she started sharing stories. And those memories stay with me, and as I grow older, I just found myself wanting to create this space, my own garden, and to reconnect with nature and, feeling peace and joy. And that's really where it started everything.
Well, a lot of people, when they're younger and they're in a garden, they don't like it, but it sounds like you loved it when you were growing up.
Yes, I really enjoy it. Really enjoy the fruit tree. That's why I have a lot of, a few of the fruit tree that I grew up with in my backyard right now, and also some of the vegetable that my family really enjoy.
So what inspired you to write the book? How did that transition from being a gardener to a writer happen?
So, the reason that I wrote my book, the main reason is I want to show people that growing vegetable garden doesn't have to be, plain green or boring. And sometimes gardening can be so intimidating to some people, but there are such a beauty in a lot of colors, and especially when you grow the variety that you not often seen at the grocery store.
We're talking to Sandra Mao. She's the author of Vibrant Harvest, and the book is beautiful, and all the photos are amazing too. Talk a little bit about that love of color. I think gardeners in general have a love of color, but your love of color and the colorful harvest.
Yes, I love things colorful, and for me colors always bring joy, and either in the garden or in the kitchen, and my kids love to explore different colors of vegetable, and just like a quote in my book that I say that the color of your garden, it really immediate impact your mood, and the color of the harvest just in the garden, it just makes me feel magical.
Tell me a little bit about your garden, things that you love to grow, or combinations of things you like to grow.
As of right now in fall, and I don't really have a lot of colorful flowers, but I love to grow colorful vegetable instead. So some of my favorite combination is the purple kohlrabi or purple Japanese mustard because the contrast of purple is like really stunning. And I also like to grow colorful cauliflowers like cheddar, the orange one, graffiti, the purple, and the green one as well. They look like a beautiful bouquet. And rainbow vegetable and also colorful sweet chard is also one of my favorite. I love the color and also the flavors. And it just make the harvest basket so vibrant. And also another crop that I really like to add it to the garden is colorful kale. Either edible kale or ornamental kale. It's like really add and color pop in the garden.
Well, for us in a winter climate, kale is what we're growing right now, both ornamental and edible. And you're right, they just have such beauty. And when you talk kohlrabi, that's a gardener's vegetable, you know. Not everybody knows about a kohlrabi, and I love the fact that you're enjoying those mustard greens too, because those are two things that I love in my garden, especially out in the east here in our cool weather gardens. But one of the things I saw in your book were the eggplant, and I just think eggplant are one of the most beautiful vegetables, and the ones you have in your book are stunning.
Yes, eggplant is one of my favorite summer crop to grow, and especially the one that I list on my book is the fairy tale eggplants. They grow in cluster, very beautiful purple, and it's really compact. The flavor is really sweet, very productive, and it's only take about 50 to 60 days to mature. It's really grow fast and great for container too.
I also saw in the book two bean varieties that are my favorites that, again, they go along with your whole theme of the vibrant colors in the garden. Dragon's Tongue bean and Cherokee Trail of Tears. Cherokee Trail of Tears, I've been growing that thing since mid 1980s, and that's one of my favorites. How do you discover these different vegetables?
I would say online really, influenced introduced me into different varieties. And as well, when I visited the local nursery, I see like different variety and I just want to grow them. And Dragon Tongue and Tongue of Fire is like really beautiful color. It's tender, beautiful, and also easy to grow. And also, colorful long bean as well. I love to grow in the garden.
Tell me about the long beans, because I read about them. I've never tried to grow them. Are they any harder to grow than a regular bean?
No, not at all. I think it's the same thing. It's almost like you're growing a pole bean. The bean is really texture, tender and sweet, and especially in Southeast Asia, we use a lot of yard long bean in our kitchen. You can also eat it raw, just like regular green bean, and it's very, very productive too.
When we come back, we're going to continue our talk with Sandra Mao, author of Vibrant Harvest. I want to pick her brain about favorite tomatoes and other things in the book, so stay tuned.
Looking for the perfect holiday gift? Give your loved ones peace of mind on the road with a AAA gift membership for only $35. Stop by your local AAA branch or visit them online at AAA.com/gift. Limited time offer, restrictions apply.
Hey, your Pratt Pack for the farm. Not just any farm, Janoski's Farm and their Christmas open house. You're going to love it. Next weekend, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. December 6th is when it's happening. Christmas vendor show, hay rides from 11 a.m. to 4. Cookie decorating for the kids. They're going to love it. And the farm market, 10% off regular priced items in the gift shop, in-store specials, door prizes, and more. And in the Greenhouse and Garden Center for their Christmas open house at Janoski's next Saturday, December 6th. A beautiful selection of poinsettias and a Christmas tree giveaway. It's the open house, Janoski's, December 6th in Clinton.
When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes You just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we're here for you. And we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 38 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7:30. I'm Rob Taylor. An officer-involved shooting took place along the Parkway North Saturday night, killing one person, sending 3 others to the hospital. Police say a chase began out of Butler County and continued onto the southbound Parkway North. Eventually, the chase reached the area near Camp Horn Road on the Parkway North in Ohio Township. That's when police say the fleeing SUV lost control and flipped over. Police then say someone in the SUV began firing at officers. Officers returned fire, striking one of the people that was in the SUV. That person later died. The 3 others in the SUV were taken to the hospital. No officers were injured. Right now, state police are leading the investigation. Well, Pittsburgh police are investigating after a man was shot in the foot Saturday evening. A man arrived by private means to UPMC Shadyside Hospital after being shot. He's in stable condition right now. Police believe he was shot in Wilkinsburg, either on or near Foliage Street or at a BP gas station along Ardmore Boulevard, after 20 rounds were fired near Foliage Street around 7:15 Saturday night. Then gunshots at the BP gas station around 7:40 Saturday night. Allegheny County Police Department is assisting Wilkinsburg Police with the investigation. Well, one person is dead after a house fire in Ben Avon. A fire occurred along Perrysville Avenue at a home there just before 12:30 Saturday morning. It took firefighters hours to get the fire under control. The name of the person who died has not been released. Well, if you're planning on doing a lot of Cyber Monday shopping tomorrow, CBS's Stacey Lynn has a way to pay for it all.
There's a massive Powerball jackpot up for grabs that really would help pay for all those gifts. After no lucky winner for Saturday night's drawing, the jackpot has now soared to a staggering $740 million. If you defy the 1 in 292 million odds and match all the numbers, you can choose to get all that money, honey, in one lump sum or spread it out and pocket $24 million per year before taxes for the next 30 years. The drawing is tomorrow night. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
KDKA Radio News Time 7:32. Our next update's coming up at 8. I'm Rob Taylor on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDK.
Both customers and local business owners can enjoy the rewards of Small Business Saturday. Starting this Friday, visit EV True Value in Bethel Park for 20% off Harmony Organic Insect Control, Sniper, your hospital-grade virus killer, and Knockout, your multi-purpose odor eliminator. Keep everyone in the family, including your pets, safe with Sniper. Stay ahead of the germs and viruses. Simply spray and walk away. 20% off sale good at all participating True Value hardware stores.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
For 70 years, we've been known as the Humane Society of the United States. But as the challenges animals face have grown, so have we. We are now called Humane World for Animals. And with you on our side, we are going to end animal cruelty around the globe. Humane World for Animals, the end of animal cruelty.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Just a quick question. Does it encrypt your online traffic the same as NordVPN?
No, but it protects your device. Just pop that CD in and you're good to go.
But it will stop your internet service provider and other snoopers from monitoring you online, right?
Oh, no, not really. It won't stop online snoopers or block annoying ads. In fact, forget what I said at the beginning of this ad. This ad is now about NordVPN. I just realized that an antivirus is only half protection online. So get better online protection with the NordVPN Black Friday deal. It will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. This Black Friday, get NordVPN with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months. Yeah!
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today looks cloudy and breezy with some rain at times, mixing with some snowflakes early in the day with a high of 42. Then a stray flurry tonight, otherwise cloudy, low 27. Then cloudy and colder tomorrow with a high of 35. Snow arrives late at night and continues into the day on Tuesday, accumulating 1 to 3 inches, high 34. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, let's make it the 10th caller. 412-922-1020. Going to win an amazing $25 gift certificate, perfect for this time of year, from Janoski's, where they're getting ready for their Christmas open house, December 6th.
We're joined again by Sandra Mao. She is the author of Vibrant Harvest, cultivating a kaleidoscope of colors in your vegetable garden with heirlooms, modern hybrids, and more. And Sandra, I've got to pick your brain about favorite tomatoes because you had some beautiful ones in the book.
Yes, talking about tomato, love growing tomato in the garden during summer. I have a few varieties that I grow every single year. First is Sun Gold. Sun Gold is everyone known that it's like sweetest orange cherry tomato. And another one that is also really popular in my garden and also on my page as well is the Chocolate Sprinkle. Really beautiful, orange, crunchy, and sweet, very productive. And another one of my favorite cherry is a Husky cherry tomato. It's hybrid, very productive, and it's best for tomato jam and sauce. I just have a lot of them at the end of the season that I make tomato jam and can it, save it for the holiday season. And another one is the Cherokee Purple, which is, I think it's everybody's favorites. It's a classic heirloom flavors.
Well, Sun Gold is my wife's favorite tomato, and certainly Cherokee Purple is up there too. Those are great tomatoes.
Yes.
So tell me about the process of writing the book. Was it hard? Was it a hard job?
It's hard. I took all the photo in my book because it's easy. I can just run in the garden and snap photo anytime. Writing the book, it's so relaxing. I have about 8-9 months to write. But the most challenging about writing the book, because I need to also grow along. Some crop will grow well one year, but not the other year. So that is the most challenge for me.
The photography is spectacular in the book.
Thank you.
Really wonderful. But that changes the way you look at the garden, because if you have to get up every morning, you're thinking, I got to get out there and get that photograph of that eggplant, or later in the afternoon, those tomatoes look perfect. A lot of time spent in the garden taking pictures, right?
Yes, and also sometimes it's a certain day, the lighting is different, so it's a little challenging. I have few of the photo in the book. The photographer have to pick time to come in the garden and snap, but the majority of the photo I did it. I think it's also very convenient to, when to snap the photo of the seedling that just emerge. It just grow, yeah.
So when you were putting the book together, what did you hope that readers would get out of the book?
I just want the reader to feel inspired and empowered. That gardening doesn't have to be, complicated or intimidating. Gardening, it can be really joyful, colorful, and also creative. And also another thing is my book is also kids friendly. And I also want people, especially parents and grandparents, to garden with children, with your kids, creating memory, explore new variety, because garden can be just vibrant like a living canvas.
What's the best way for listeners to connect with you and get a copy of the book?
Yes, listener can connect with me in all my platform under Sandra Urban Garden. I have a Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and also YouTube. I share mostly quick tip, tutorial, garden in inspiration, and a lot of colorful harvest content. And if you prefer longer content, you can find me on YouTube under Sandra Urban Garden. And also you can find my book on major website or bookstore like Amazon, Barnes & Noble. And I also have it linked on my Instagram bio.
Sandra Mao is the author of Vibrant Harvest, Cultivating a Kaleidoscope of Colors in Your Vegetable Garden with Heirlooms, Modern Hybrids, and more. All the information on how to reach Sandra is also at DougOster.com. Sandra, thank you so much for your time, and I love your book.
Thank you so much, Doug, for having me.
That was a very nice interview.
Oh, it was fun. The book is really cool, and I just love all the use of color when planting, and I do a lot of that myself. I was looking at, like we already talked about Tomato Fest, I was looking at all the different tomatoes over the years that I've grown with the colors, chocolate stripes and dark ones. And then my friend Mark, he found the article about Tomato Fest. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that up on my website so you can read the whole article.
Well, listen, you're here, there, and everywhere, and I'm making my way home after a marathon day yesterday. Come with Doug Oster to Poland on Route 65. So tell the folks about what you're doing.
Oh, I'm so thrilled to be doing these travel trips since 2013, and exploring Poland is going to be awesome. As I've been talking about this trip for quite a while. My wife went to Poland last year with my my son, and they just loved it. Oh, Nancy's back. We got to get to her.
We will get to her right now. Nancy, thank you for calling back. Good morning.
Oh, well, thanks for telling me when to call back. Doug, I have a fairly quick question, I hope. Do you recommend using that wilt-proof or whatever it's called on a rhododendron?
It is a good idea. It's I forget what they call it. Well, anyway, it stops the leaves from drying out. There's nothing wrong with using wilt-proof, and I know a lot of people that use it. And Nancy, I do appreciate you calling back. We couldn't get to you in the first couple segments there, but I like that stuff. I think it does well. Now, That being said, though, I have a bunch of rhododendrons. I never spray them. I'm too lazy. But I know lots of people that do it. I know lots of people that recommend it. And there's no negative to using it. So it would work.
Is it too late? I know it said to use it after the temperatures dropped. Is it too late to use it now?
No, you'd be fine to use it now, especially on a day that's like in the 40s and working its way down. This time of the year would be a good time to spray them. Do you have big ones or are they?
No, I have a fairly young one. It's only been in the ground about 2 years, and I would say I lost about a third of it this past season. So.
Before the ground freezes solid, I would consider also kind of soaking it at the bottom. I'm sure your hoses and everything are probably shut off, as mine are, but maybe you can just take a gallon of water, a couple gallons of water out there, and a little one like that, especially after a serious drought that we had. Giving an evergreen water when you can is very helpful, because the evergreen, it has those leaves all winter long, and so they are trying to transpire. And once the ground freezes solid, the plant can no longer uptake water. So before we freeze solid, and since it's struggling a little bit, I would do that. And then when you get to the spring, as soon as things warm up a little bit, end of April, I'd consider giving that a little bit of fertilizer. There's an organic one called Hollytone that I really like a lot.
That's exactly what I use.
Yeah, and just kind of sprinkle it at the bottom. Look at the application rate. It's always important to know what your application rate is, because there's no sense in putting too much on. The plant can only use so much. So when it can't use it,
then it just gets washed down into the storm sewer. So just look at that. Kind of scratch it in the bottom. Rhododendrons are shallow rooted, so you just barely rake it in. And I certainly love to fertilize when I know rain is coming. You know, in the spring when you know you've got 2 days of rain coming, putting that granular fertilizer down there is perfect. And then also mulch would help too, even for the winter. And as we always talk about mulch, it should be a donut, not a volcano, and shouldn't touch the bottom of that rhododendron. But that'll give it the roots a little bit of a blanket. If it was me, I would water it really good, then I would mulch it, and then do your wilt proof. That's how I would do it.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I'll call you in the spring and let you know how.
All right. Good luck.
All right.
Thank you.
Nance, thanks for the call. Anybody else wants to jump in here, get in the queue, 866-391-1020. Next hour, it's Sunday Sauce. We're talking pasta on the Coons Cooking Hour. And then, of course, back to some open talk at 9 o'clock, Accurate Solutions, and then a busy day on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show.
When the weather turns bad, turn to us for the best news, weather, and traffic information from the KDKA Radio Storm Center. Presented by Duquesne Light Company. Larger than light. Online and on the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA. News Radio, KDKA. Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market with 8 locations to serve you a Pittsburgh tradition. Bishop McDevitt defeated Peters Township 31-28 on a walk-off field goal to go to the PIAA 5A championship game. Game heard on KDKA, as was this one later in the day. Central Catholic is headed to the championship game to take on LaSalle as they beat Harrisburg 32-14. Pitt, in their matchup against Miami, saw Miami go for 416 total yards on the offensive side of the football, and Pitt was dismantled 38-7 the final. Penn State and Terry Smith, they end up 6-6 after the regular season. They beat Rutgers 40-36. Ohio State over Michigan 27-9. Left tackle Broderick Jones' season may be over after the Steelers placed him on injured reserve. He injured his neck in that 31-28 loss to Chicago. Aaron Rodgers is back. Alex Highsmith is back. Although the Steelers are a slight underdog against Buffalo, they kick off at 4:25. Pens got hammered by Toronto 7-2 last night. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Join St. Anthony School programs for the 5th annual Holly Jolly Christmas Party on Friday, December 5th at Acrisure Stadium. Enjoy a magical evening featuring a Christmas performance by St. Anthony's students, festive food and drinks, and a chance to finish your holiday shopping at their always popular auction. Tickets, tables, sponsorships, and additional details are available now at StAnthonyKids.org. Special thanks to sponsors Roble, Belco & Company and Legacy Enhancements for making this celebration possible.
In many ways, Thanksgiving and Christmas are right around the corner. How would you like to sit down at the dinner table, have smaller clothes on, feeling and looking better about yourself, moving easier and faster, welcoming friends and family who are shocked at your weight loss? This is Dr. Shufo from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center. Now is the time to get started so excess pounds will be off for the holidays. It'll be your greatest gift ever. Call me at 1-800-900-THIN. Let's make this a Merry Christmas and Happy Thanksgiving together.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM at AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, for the love of vegetables, I don't know what's happened to me, but man, cauliflower, broccoli, radishes, carrots. I remember never having any of that stuff in my refrigerator, even when my kids were small. I have more vegetables. I mean, I go to Coons Market. I never leave without buying something in the way of a vegetable. What is it with vegetables in me, man? I love them.
You tell me.
I love them. I mean, honestly, I could live off of that stuff. It's the crunch factor. It tastes good.
My wife made a really great turkey soup yesterday with a bunch of veggies and
chunks of turkey in it.
Yeah, I couldn't get enough of it, and these special kind of like sobo noodles and we're trying to use up all the hot peppers. I have a lot of hot peppers since since it was getting cold. I decided to pull all the hot peppers out of the greenhouse, pick everything I could. They hadn't turned red yet, and I'm using them everywhere I can. My breakfast. 2 people that I travel with and 2 friends of mine, Larry and Van, I smuggled some stuff back for them. It wasn't really smuggling. They had carry-on only, nothing checked. And so there was like olive oil and these plates that we bought. And so I took that back in my checked bag. So we met up, and they gave me like 3 dozen of really good eggs, like somebody's eggs, like pink ones and blue ones, and like the real deal. And so I've been making in the morning onions, hot peppers, mushrooms.
That's good for
couple eggs, then the bad stuff, a little cream cheese on there.
That's okay. You know, Doug and I, we both have a passion for the hometown bar industry. And listen, in another life, if I could do it over again, as much as I love this, you give me that little bar on the corner of Main Street, I'd be happy to work from 10 o'clock in the morning till 2 in the morning. And
you're not going to get any vegetables there.
I know. I fried onion rings. But listen, the Grant Bar, I did a little blog for them on social media.
Oh, such a cool place.
Never been there, nor did I even know that you did. But got a little bit of a push because people love the place. So I find out today that you've been there.
Last time I was there, I didn't know what I was doing when I was kayaking on the Allegheny, and we're going from Millvale to downtown and back with a buddy of mine.
Right.
And I didn't realize the river was screaming. And so we paddled with the current was like, this is awesome. We tried to paddle back to Millvale.
Forget about it.
And I got to where that, like the emergency thing is, and I'm paddling and paddling back, and I'm looking over and I'm not moving. We had to go 30 yards and pull over 30 yards, and finally got back to Millvale, and I was like, we're going to Grant Bar. And one of their famous things, and it might seem weird to people, but it's really good, turtle soup.
That was my dad's favorite.
Yeah, and that was one of the things they were known for. It was just a cool place. And I was watching some of the TV coverage. Just sad to see something like that go, but everything changes. So they had a good run.
They did have a good run.
It was. I hope someplace like somebody takes it over and maybe continues
think about it. 90 years.
Yeah.
It's a lot of brew. All right, Dan in Cleveland. Hey, Danny.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
What's up, Dan? How are you doing in Cleveland? Did you guys get a bunch of snow?
Yeah, we got a bunch of snow, but it's 37 today, and so it's a lot of it's melting away.
No shoveling?
No, I let the temperature do all the shoveling for me.
You're a smart man.
Hey, so I got a couple of pecan trees. I've never done nuts before. Is there anything I need to know about those?
Boy, I don't really know about pecan trees, to tell you the truth. You got enough space for 2 pecan trees? That's the one thing.
I've got an acre.
That'd be the thing
I've
I would.
got an acre and a third.
Okay.
They'll go out towards the front of the yard, and then just kind of, stay away from the fruit trees so that they don't, cover up the apple trees or anything.
Why pecans?
I'll tell you, growing up in the 80s, I loved all the nuts, and I thought, boy, I could make pecan pie, and I could make donuts with maple and pecans on the top, candied pecans.
So, full sun, well-drained soil, make sure that it has enough space to get to its mature height. You know that they're always going to try and reach their genetic height and width, so don't plan on... they got to be 40 to 70 feet apart. Avoid low-lying areas. I'm just looking up some stuff here on pecans because I don't know anything about them. Where did you get the trees locally?
Yeah, I got them locally. There's a green partnership downtown Cleveland that was giving them away. And funny enough, nobody else wanted them, and so I took them.
As long as you give them the space and some full sun, they'll be good to go. After a few years, you'll be picking pecans.
I thought they came in a can in a grocery store.
No, you'd be surprised how these vegetables you like, they grow all sorts of different ways. Potatoes underground, garlic underground, carrots underground.
Man, nothing like it.
Cauliflower above ground.
Love it. Oh, really?
Kohlrabi is that's one you should try. That's one you should try because if you're eating cauliflower and radishes,
it's kind of a combination.
Yeah.
Oh, next time I'm out at Janoski's, I'll grab some of that.
Get some kohlrabi. That's like a gardener's vegetable.
All right,
it's awesome.
1 minute, all yours.
Well, it's not too late to plant some things, believe it or not. I know it might seem crazy, but you know me and my bulbs. I am absolutely obsessed with planting bulbs. I've been working on other projects, like I said, like the blowing leaves and things that have to get done. But today, besides working a little bit on the computer, producing a video, I'm going to be out planting bulbs, and I just love it. I love being out there. I love the anticipation. I mean, it's hard work, even with the bulb auger. You're on your knees, you're in the woods, but planting these bulbs now. And if you go to a nursery, if they still have them, you're going to find them cheap. Their only option is to pot them up and use them for Easter flowers or sell them to you. So go get some bulbs. Remember, organic gardeners, you make our world brighter and safer with each seed you sow and every garden you grow.
Sunday Sauce Day. We're going to tell you all about it, plus Wingtopia, because our football team plays at 4:25 today. All of that next on the Coons Cooking Hour after Rob Taylor checks the news at 8 with your Pratt Pack 3 minutes away, KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Festivities continue, and we think of people who need our help. Brian Gould, Vice President, Marketing Communications, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank.
Yeah, so even with the federal aid resuming, we are bracing for record demand throughout the rest of the year, the holiday season. And just to put that in perspective, over the last 2 weeks, we've more than 2 million pounds of food out of our warehouse.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
What will you do when your home loses power? Stop waiting for the utility company to restore power. Prevent unpredictable outages with a standby Honeywell home generator by Generac from AirPro Heating and Cooling. Control your home's power and protect your family from power disruptions, unsafe situations, and inconvenience. Call someone you know. Call the home generator experts at AirPro Heating and Cooling today. 800-749-0642. Learn how easy and affordable home power protection is from your friends at AirPro.
When it's cancer, life gets complicated. The AHN Cancer Navigation Team guides you through. Appointments, expert specialists, emotional support, done. Because at AHN, we see you. Visit ahn.org/cancer team. When it's cancer, AHN knows. Life takes a village. Cancer takes a team. The AHN Cancer Navigation Team gets you the support you need. An expert care plan, financial guidance, emotional support. Visit ahn.org/cancer team.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids,
What do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But, try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at soundidouttogether.org. That's soundidouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 39 degrees in Pittsburgh International at 8 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. An officer-involved shooting took place along the Parkway North Saturday night. It killed one person, sent 3 others to the hospital. Police say the chase began out of Butler County. It continued on to the Parkway North on the southbound end. Eventually, the chase reached the Camp Horn Road exit nearby in Ohio Township. That's when police say the fleeing SUV lost control, flipped over. Police say someone in the SUV began firing shots at officers, and that's when officers returned fire, striking one of the people in the SUV. The person later died. 3 others in the SUV were taken to the hospital due to that crash. No officers were injured. State police are leading the investigation. Well, one person is dead after a house fire in Ben Avon. That fire occurred around 12:30 Saturday morning. It took hours for the firefighters to get that fire under control. It took place at a home along Perrysville Avenue. The name of the person who died in that fire has not been released as of yet. Cause of the fire is under investigation. In the city of Butler, police are investigating after a person was shot there Friday night. Happened along Whitmire Drive around 10 p.m. Friday night. That person was flown to the hospital from the scene. No word on any suspects or if anyone is in custody. Well, how will you pay for all those holiday gifts now that we're getting into this holiday season? CBS's Stacey Lynn will tell you how.
A lot of presents under the tree, but this year's been tough. According to a new survey by Money Lion, a whopping 84% of shoppers say they're using credit cards to pay for all those gifts. They found 30% plan to use one of those buy now, pay later platforms. 14% say they'll take out a personal loan, and 25% are getting a side job to help ensure the holidays are bright for those on their list. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
KDKA Radio News Time. It's 8:02. The AccuWeather forecast next.
Experience casino like never before at Bet365. Spin your way through your favorite games. Check out our awesome table games and face off against a real live dealer. And play exclusive games that you simply can't play anywhere else. New Bet365 players get a 100% deposit match bonus up to $1,000 plus spins. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically present in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. T&Cs apply.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today looks cloudy and breezy with some rain at times, mixing with some snowflakes early in the day with a high of 42. Then a stray flurry tonight, otherwise cloudy, low 27. Then cloudy and colder tomorrow with a high of 35. Snow arrives late at night and continues into the day on Tuesday, accumulating 1 to 3 inches, high 34. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. This is the Coons Cooking Hour. The crew from Coons Market are here. It's the great food you grew up with and the recipes that make Pittsburgh someplace special.
We are ready to get into the kitchen and come up with something that is perfect for any Sunday, football Sunday especially. It's Sunday Sauce Day. And no one has a better selection of sauces and pastas than Coons Market. And you know who they are, and you know where we are. We're open for business right now as of the last few minutes. So before another big part of the holiday weekend gets going, get to Coons Market. How do you find the one nearest you? Click on coonsmarket.com. Frank and I just got through recording a bunch of commercials that you'll hear throughout next week because it's another giant 2-day sale. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But before we talk sauce on this program and pasta, and by the way, if you want to get in here now, we already have a couple of people in the queue. Give us a call, 866-391-1020. Let's talk about the stroll, the walk, the cookie walk that's happening December 4th and 5th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Beulah Road, Hopewell, and McKnight stores. Been there, done that. Absolutely love it. And you will too. Frank, good morning. Tell them how the cookie walk works.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, but at our Beulah store, Hopewell, and McKnight stores, we'll have our cookie walk. We've been doing this for years and years now, and we'll have an enormous variety amount of cookies. There'll be an enormous variety and an enormous amount. We have full cake sheet boxes we have about 20-25 per store just loaded with cookies, ready to go for just day one. And we've been working hard on getting those backed up so we can get them ready and have them for everybody for their holiday office parties or just some snacks at home during the Christmas season after a long, hard day of shopping, or getting ready for Christmas itself and throwing them in the freezer ready to go. So what you do is just go up, you point and pick and choose which cookies you want, what size box, and we weigh them up at the end. They're $8.99 a pound, and it doesn't matter what variety you got. They're all the same cost. And as many as you want, just it's time to stock up.
You realize what you could do for a $100 bill? You'd be done. You would never have to bake one more cookie for the holiday.
Yeah. No, you'd be completely done. And they're excellent cookies. These are all just a nice variety of cookies. You can really put a big spread. Again, you're going to have 15, 20 different varieties of cookies. So you put those on a tray. I mean, you got a nice selection of cookies. My favorites, I have a ginger molasses that we only bring out this time of year. And we have a red velvet white chocolate chip that we only bring out this type of year. Those are my two favorites. We have an everyday one that that's my favorite everyday cookie, which is a salted caramel. And of course, you'll see your gingerbread cookies, your different cutout cookies, all different varieties, even your classic chocolate chip and sugar and peanut butters.
My mouth is watering. You know, you're the one that got me hooked on this molasses thing. I never had molasses in anything. You mentioned that last year. It was like I made a beeline to Hopewell. That thing like literally melts in your mouth.
It has like almost like a gingerbread taste to it, but it's real chewy. That molasses is a dark molasses, so it's a dark brown cookie, and it's just such a unique flavor profile. And you know, gingerbread usually has that crispness. This is a soft baked, so it's just a chewy cookie that's just delicious.
It is a chewy cookie that is delicious, and it is absolutely something you want to be a part of. The Cookie Walk, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., December 4th and 5th. In case you're wondering, that's this coming week, okay? On Thursday and Friday, Beulah, Hopewell, and McKnight stores, plus that giant 2-day sale, December 3rd and 4th. That's how that works. And by the way, you go to coonsmarket.com and click on the weekly ads. You can go ahead a week, and you'll see what they're doing with this 2-day sale. And there are some incredible opportunities to save for the holiday season. But we already have people in the queue that want to talk to us. So what do you say we go right to the phones? And we'll begin with one of our favorites. He, of course, is Chuck from Shaler, and he just sent me a photo of cheesy pasta and how cheesy it is. It looks not cheesy, but delicious. How are you there, Chuck? Good morning.
Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning.
It was a lot. There was a lot of cheese on there. Before I give you my recipe, I have one new listener that said promised she was going to listen to the show today. Haley, it works down at Hippie at French down in Lawrenceville. She promised she was going to listen, even though she doesn't have a radio. None of the young kids have a radio anymore.
Well, they can listen on their phone.
They can live stream on their phone. Usually not on a laptop.
What's it? Wait, Chuck, what's the name of that place again? That sounds pretty.
Always busy down there.
Love it.
That whole block is busy.
All right, so tell me about this recipe.
Okay, so I made a container of ziti. Is that ziti?
Ziti, yeah.
Ziti. I'm Polish. What do you want? That's as close as I get.
Oh, you did pretty good at it.
Okay, so I made one box of that. I took one large onion and cut it in half. 2 zucchinis, I quartered them, and 1 eggplant, I cut them in about 1-inch slices. I put Italian seasoning on those and put them on the grill while the pasta was cooking. And when the pasta was done, I put it in one of the aluminum pans, brought in the veggies, I chopped them up finer, and stirred them all in, put them back on the grill. I used some of that 3 cheese sauce, and I used a whole jar, but I gradually stirred it in as it cooked. So I probably let it cook for a good 45 minutes, about 300 degrees. And then the last 15 or 20 minutes, I loaded up with cheese, like a bunch of Parmesan, grated Parmesan, and then I used a whole bag of grated mozzarella on top of there.
Oh, nice. Man, that's some cheese.
Yeah. That's why I said maybe the picture don't show, but that was all, you couldn't even see the sauce because it was all, by the time it all melted in there, it came out really good. I never made that before.
Yeah, and, bringing that Parmesan in.
I'm always like, how are you going to make pasta on the grill? She goes, you're no Michael Simon. You don't understand high heat. She was just giving me a little jab there. If you ever watch Michael Simon, he grills pasta and stuff.
I've never seen that. So do you boil the water right on the grill?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I fried on a flat top before, so I know it can be done. But hard to do when the weather's like it is. Go ahead.
No, it was funny because she was taking a little dig at me, and I do low and slow indirect heat.
Uh-huh.
And the main reason why I do that is, besides not burning it, it gives me time to have an extra beer while I'm cooking.
Well, that's important. You got to be on your A game.
So what is your beer choice?
Exactly.
What's your beer choice?
Well, during a normal time of year, I like Miller Lite or Blue Moon. This time of the year, Shiner has a Shiner Cheer seasonal beer. It's made with pecans and peaches. It's really good.
Wow,
that's one to try.
Now listen, let me ask you: Do you have any social media capability? Are you on any of the platforms like Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram? Are you on any of them?
No.
Well, you need to be, and you need to start cooking and having your wife help you, because right now, and Frank will attest to this is the only passion I have besides work. How I wind down, and I will be doing it tonight after I cover all the NFL games. I just watch all these cooking videos on social media, just everyday people. It's amazing how many people.
Yeah.
Frank could do this in his sleep. Believe me, we were the first. I don't care what anyone says. I was telling this to Doug last hour, Chuck. Frank and I and his father were doing a cooking show on television 20-some years ago. And it's a phenomenon now. And Frank is an excellent cook. I mean, he's more than a cook. He's a chef. But, Frank, it's everywhere you go. I mean, grandmothers, young people, couples. I mean, all sorts of people. Single dads, what they do because they're raising their children. Everybody's doing cooking videos right now.
Yeah, well, when you go, I guess in the old days, because you don't see them as much anymore, the bookstores, the busiest section of the bookstores, the cookbooks.
Absolutely.
The busiest TV shows are the cooking shows. Why? Because everybody eats, but not as many people actually cook or cook good, and they want to always look for something that, how can I learn to make something a little better if I follow someone else's recipe before I can go and adjust and make it my own. And I think that's part of it. And the other part is you find a unique and interesting recipe, and it just blows your mind, and you go and say, I'm going to go and impress some people. I'm going to go make this delicious. Or like Chuck did, his wife gave him a challenge. And once his wife gave him the challenge, there is no way he is not going to boil pasta on that grill, no matter what. You're going to show them, yes, it can be done. You remember from when we're doing Weber grills and what Andy does, a lot of those different things he makes.
He does pies.
All it really is you have an outdoor oven. And then I remember reading about, and I tried it because I didn't believe it, where they fry chicken on the chicken wings on the blacktop, on the Blackstone, on the griddle. And so I had to try it at home, and you know what? It works. You can fry on it. You have to be patient. In this kind of weather, it's a little harder to do because you got to get up the temperature, and the cold is really fighting you. So the griddle doesn't have that lid to close and protect it a little bit. But, there's a lot you can do. Go ahead.
You know what? Number one, you got to have a good grill. You got to have a Weber. I mean, there's no doubt. And when it's cold like this, then you get your pizza stone out there and you crank that grill up and you get that grill nice and hot, and that stone will stay hot, and it helps keep the temperature up a lot.
Yeah, and the big difference with Weber is, it does cost a little more, but that's because you're getting thicker cast aluminum and steel on there that's keeping that heat in. It's designed to do that. You can buy a cheaper one, but they're going to cut the cost. How? Cutting the steel that's inside of it and using cheaper materials. Where the Webers, you'll get 20, 25 years out of that grill. And even if you burn out one part, you just go on their site and you go ahead and order it, and it goes right. It fits. That doesn't happen very often when you buy some of these universal parts. And those Weber grills and the way they vent them, you can get a Weber grill over 500 degrees, no problem. And it doesn't even struggle.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it was a natural gas one, which natural gas is great, except for it has less pressure, so it's harder to get that heat on there. But even with that, you can get it over 500.
Well, just like a baker has to have a good oven, you have to have a good grill that heats and cooks it evenly, because that's when you're trying to make a roast or something else like that, and you have a cheap grill, it don't work. Spend the extra couple hundred. That Weber has a 10-year warranty on them. Nobody else gives you that.
Right, and you can go down to
they send me the part right away.
Yeah, and even down to their cheapest lines, you're still getting the quality. That what they're doing, they're taking off some of the bells and whistles that you don't really need. It's just the grill itself that you need to be able to handle it. Of course, temperature I think is important, but you can buy a separate thermometer, so you don't have to go to the huge big bucks. You can really just get the smaller one as you're starting out or whatever. Hey, down the road you can always upgrade and trade and re-gift or trade the old one onto kids or to friends, that are also starting outside.
All right, Chuck, I got to get to a break, man. Keep it up, okay?
All right, guys.
Thank you.
All right, you all have a good day now.
You too, buddy. Good stuff. Yeah, this guy, he can really cook, man. I mean, some of the stuff he sends me pictures, it's like Better Homes and Gardens. It's good housekeeping. It's the real deal.
Yeah,
man.
I think it's about time we probably open some of these recipes up and start posting them on Facebook, giving credit to who gives them to the radio.
Absolutely.
Let's start opening that up. So if any of the callers want that, just let us know and send us a picture. Send us a picture, and we can go ahead and put that on there and share those recipes some more.
All right, let me get a break in here. We'll take one, come back on the other side. It's your Pratt Pack today, KDKA.
Your source for everything that's news. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Americans spend $66 billion on weight loss products and services each year. And you know what? Right here in our hometown, Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Vitchoff has helped thousands of people do just that. Lose weight, keep it off. In fact, he's been helping people take back control of their lives for more than 20 years here in Pittsburgh at the PA Hypnosis Center. You have an opportunity to do the same. Are you battling anxiety? So many people are. He can help you with that. If you want to quit smoking, Dan Vitchoff is the call you should make at the PA Hypnosis Center today. Schedule your pre-consultation at 724-934-8446, 724-934-8446. Dan can help you reach your goal with a 98% success guarantee. 724-934-8446. Call now.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The holidays were tricky for the Colonel. He loved people, but he also loved peace and quiet. So he cooked up KFC's $4.99 chicken pot pie. Warm, flaky, with savory sauce and vegetables. It's a tender chicken-filled excuse to get some time to yourself and step away from decking the halls. Whatever that means. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. KFC's chicken pot pie. The best $4.99 you'll spend this season.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, here we go. Right back to the phones. It's Mary Lee in Beaver. We're talking sauce. We're talking pasta today on the Coons Cooking Hour. Give us a call. You may take home that $25 gift certificate, 866-391-1020. Mary Lee, good morning.
Hi, good morning. I have a recipe for spaghetti sauce. What I do, I take 3 pounds of ground beef, a teaspoon of salt. First, I brown the ground beef. Then what I add to it is 1 teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of pepper, 2 tablespoons oregano, a tablespoon of parsley leaves, a tablespoon of basil, and 1 cup that I finely chop the onion. Then I added 1 teaspoon of garlic salt, 4 cups of tomato sauce, 1 cup of tomato paste, 3 cups of water, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of Parmesan. What I do, I put all the ingredients together, and I simmer it for 2 to 3 hours uncovered. Well, there's just me and my husband, but we get a lot of leftovers with this recipe, and it freezes beautifully. It's so nice to go down into your freezer and pull out what you already made and just cook it again.
Yeah, and you can separate it out to the size of portions you want and put them into the freezer, save you some time trying to chip things away or reheating the whole thing. And it is great because that's the hardest part. That's why we buy a lot of times we buy the jar of sauce, is because convenience. But when you're making it convenient yourself, just make the big pot right away and put it in the freezer and use it as needed. And you're saving a lot of money in the process. You're getting a better sauce most of the time.
Yes, you are. That makes it very nice.
Yeah, and adding the Parmesan into the sauce, that's a nice idea. I never did that before. Always did it after.
It's good. It's a good recipe.
Yeah, good.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mary Lee, thank you. Ramesh in the Rocks joins us now. Good morning, sir. Good to hear from you.
Good to hear. Thank you for taking my call, Rob and Frank. Today I'm not going to say about angel hair. I'm going to talk about the real spaghetti. It does take time. So prepare your spaghetti ahead of time so that it gives you time to complete the preparation. So as far as the sauce goes, take some tomatoes. I usually take Roma tomatoes, onion, bell peppers, and add a little bit of, not much, just four or five droplets of lentils. Doesn't matter which lentils, so that it gives you a coarseness. And you mentioned about molasses. Thank you, because no, it's not much commonly used. I use it on a daily basis. So add some molasses, and then once you give them a little bit of a finger oil, take a little bit of oil, like a finger type, on a pan, or saute them, let it cool, put it in the blender, make it a nice sauce, and then after that, add your thyme, parsley, whatever it is that you want to add. But wait till you add the dill. Keep it for the last minute, and then you mix it with the spaghetti, and there you have a perfect meal for this kind of weather and day.
That's great. Never heard of putting the lentils in there. That'd give it a little bit of a punch too. A little more protein, quite honestly, and some fiber in there, which is nice.
Yeah, not much. Just take about 3 or 4 any kind of lentil that you have, because if you have everything in a liquid form, it just goes straight.
Yeah, you're not making soup.
Thank you for that addition. Hey, I want to also thank you for the 2 weeks ago result that came out. I got it. I appreciate it.
You bet.
You're welcome.
Ramesh, you always make the day better. Thank you for the call.
You're welcome. So you have a nice one.
We could all be that happy and passionate, right?
Yeah. We're having
guy.
a hard time waking up this early in the morning, and he's wide awake, ready to go.
I love that guy. All right, let's go to John. John, you're up next on the Coons Cooking Hour. Good morning.
Good morning. I have a recipe. It's pasta with sausage and Swiss chard. And here are the ingredients. It's very simple. 6 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 cloves of minced garlic, about 6 ounces of sweet Italian sausage with the casings removed and the meat basically crumbled, about a pound of Swiss chard, stalks removed and leaves sliced very thin, and for the pasta we have the fried ribbon pasta, the white pasta, and lastly the grated pecorino romano. What you do is take a large frying pan over medium heat, a couple tablespoons of the olive oil, and add the garlic. Reduce the heat to very low. Just stir it occasionally until it's lightly golden. And then you continue to cook, adding the sausage. Again, stir it occasionally. You don't want to totally brown it. You cook it a bit, a couple minutes, take it off. The heat, cover it up. And then you bring a large pot of water with the salt and bring it to a boil. Add the Swiss chard. When the water returns to boil, add the pasta and cook for about almost al dente. And then, again, at 6, 7, 8 minutes, you drain the pasta and Swiss chard and add that to the frying pan with the sausage. Finish the cooking over a high heat, stirring for a couple minutes. And you transfer it to a serving bowl and immediately add the pecorino romano cheese, mix it, and it's ready to serve. You toss it with the olive oil. It's ready to serve. Serve it once. It's very good. Doesn't have any tomato in it, but it's a different twist on the pasta. And that's my recipe, guys.
Good stuff.
Definitely a different twist, and the Swiss chard gives it a different flavor altogether.
All right. Hey, if you have that pasta or sauce recipe, you want to join us at a very good second segment there. We've got 2 more to go. We've got some available real estate for you on the phone lines at 866-391-1020. You call in. We'll get you in the queue, get you on the air, and you may be taking home a $25 gift certificate. Don't forget, big week, 2-day sale, going to be starting the 3rd and 4th. We're going to fill you in on that coming up in our next segment. Also reminding you the Cookie Walk, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., December 4th and 5th, Beulah Road, Hopewell, and McKnight stores. And today, because the team we love plays at 425, it's Wingtopia Day at Coons Market. Frank, tell them what they get.
Yeah, today you use your Coons Reward card, and you can get chicken wings. All ready to go, nice and hot, or you can get them cold in the cold grab and go and heat them up when you're ready for the game. They're $5.99 a pound. That's $2 off per pound than our usual price and our regular everyday price. So different flavors. Every store has their own preference for we leave it open. Most of them, all of them are going to do a hot wing, but then they're going to have a couple other flavors with that as well. Again, we're loaded in the hot case all day today. We also do this Wingtopia on Wednesdays as well. So in the middle of the week, you want a break in between of just getting something, picking up for while you're at work or whatever, or something to bring home. You can stop in on Wednesdays, use your Coons Reward card, and get it for $5.99 a pound as well.
Wingtopia, back to take your calls. It's sauce, it's pasta. We want to hear from you. 866-391-1020.
Both customers and local business owners can enjoy the rewards of Small Business Saturday. Starting this Friday, visit EV True Value in Bethel Park for 20% off Harmony Organic Insect Control, Sniper, your hospital-grade virus killer, and Knockout, your multi-purpose odor eliminator. Keep everyone in the family, including your pets, safe with Sniper. Stay ahead of the germs and viruses. Simply spray and walk away. 20% off sale good at all participating True Value hardware stores.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Colin Dunlap on KDKA.
People in Western Pennsylvania are nostalgic about everything. They could find nostalgia in everything. You could take out a stop sign in Coriopolis somewhere, and people will have a memorial service for it with Heinz ketchup.
Weekdays 2 to 6 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 40 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 8:30. I'm Ralph Taylor. Pittsburgh police are investigating after a man was shot in the foot on Saturday evening. A man arrived by private means to UPMC Shadyside Hospital. Right now he's in stable condition. Police believe he was shot in Wilkesburg, either on or near Foliage Street or at a BP gas station on Ardmore Boulevard. There were 20 rounds fired near or on Foliage Street around 7:15 Saturday night. That was followed by gunshots at the BP gas station around 7:40 p.m. Allegheny County Police Department is assisting Wilkesburg police with the investigation. An officer-involved shooting took place on the Parkway North Saturday, killing one person and sending 3 others to the hospital. Police say a chase began in Butler County with a white SUV. Multiple police agencies joined the chase. It continued into Allegheny County onto the southbound portion of 279. Eventually, the chase reached the Camp Horn Road exit nearby in Ohio Township. Police say that's when the fleeing SUV on the Parkway North lost control and flipped. Police say someone in the SUV began firing shots at officers. Officers returned fire, striking one of the people in the SUV. That person later died. There were 3 others in the SUV who were taken to the hospital. No officers were injured. State police are leading the investigation. A man is dead after he was run over by a vehicle in his driveway. He was pinned underneath the vehicle. This happened on Saturday in Uniontown, Fayette County. An investigation revealed that the man did not put his car in park. He then exited the vehicle. The car drifted backwards, and he became pinned under the front left tire. The man was taken to Uniontown Hospital, where he later died. State police continue to investigate that incident. Well, in the city of Butler, police are investigating after a person was found shot there on Friday night. It happened on Whitmire Avenue around 10 p.m. That person was flown to the hospital from the scene. No word on any suspect descriptions. And in Ben Avon, one person is dead after a house fire there. That fire occurred at a home along Perrysville Avenue around 12:30 Saturday morning. It took a few hours for firefighters to get the fire under control. Well, the name of the person who died in that fire has not been made public. Cause of the fire now under investigation. KDKA Radio News Time is 8:32. The AccuWeather forecast is coming up.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Debbie from Venus. Debbie's neuropathy was stealing her mobility to the point she started looking for a wheelchair. Then Debbie found Tri-State Neuropathy Centers. Their effective FDA-approved treatment program changed her life. Her neuropathy symptoms are all gone, and she can walk her dogs and exercise again. Listen to more of her story at marydancedin.com. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help Debbie, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Okay, listen. The Bocce House of Pittsburgh, it is officially open. Find the Bocce House RIDC Park on Alpha Drive. Memberships, a luxury cigar lounge, league play for all skill levels. Do this. Grab some friends, enjoy delicious food, pour yourself a drink at the self-pour bar system. The fun is in your hands. The Bocce House of Pittsburgh in Fox Chapel, where great food, great drinks, and even better company meet on that bocce court. Visit theboccehouse.com for details.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today looks cloudy and breezy with some rain at times, mixing with some snowflakes early in the day with a high of 42. Then a stray flurry tonight, otherwise cloudy, low 27. Then cloudy and colder tomorrow with a high of 35. Snow arrives late at night and continues into the day on Tuesday, accumulating 1 to 3 inches, high 34. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
A little twist to our sauce pasta topic. How many of you actually have some sort of pasta or sauce on that holiday table? Whatever holiday you're going to be celebrating right through the end of the year, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. How many of you actually have some sort of pasta? We always had meatballs. We always had something, lasagna. Just kind of curious as far as any of you out there. 866-391-1020. Before we get to Diane in Valencia, we got the Cookie Walk again, the 4th and 5th of this week, Beulah Road, Hopewell, McKnight Road, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Dr. Wong, as I told Frank, just sent me a picture of he's thawing out the last of the cookies from last year, and he's ready to stock up again this year. We want everybody to know this is how it works. It's an incredible opportunity, and these are really good homemade cookies. Go ahead.
Yeah, we just have a huge variety of different cookies that we bring out for just the holidays, mixed in with our every ones we make all the time. And my favorite, the ginger molasses cookie, is still one of my top cookies of all time. That's going to have to be my favorite for the Christmas cookie walk, which is a ginger molasses. It has a gingerbread taste to it, but it has that molasses, so it's a soft, chewy cookie and just absolutely delicious, And the other one, that red velvet white chocolate chip, is just to die for as well. It's a great cookie. Again, we bring it out just Christmas time. But when we have our cutout cookies as well, you'll be able to pick up all different varieties. I mean, there's going to be over 25 varieties of cookies. You can use this to build a tray for a party, build it for your Christmas day, or save it like Dr. Wong so you can have Christmas every day through the year.
Dr. Wong's amazing, man. The guy's Superman.
I couldn't have that kind of self-control.
Listen.
Unless I bought like 30 dozen cookies. That self-control to last through the year, that's pretty good.
All right, 3 people in my life, because I work some crazy hours, still do, get up on the weekends, but there was a time for 20 years that I never got up before the sun, never got home till the sun was down. My mother, when I was at home as a youngster, would do it, get me up. My children's mother, Kelly, forever was my alarm clock. God bless her, because I'd have never got up probably. But the guy who's been texting me every Saturday and Sunday for the last 10 plus years at 2:30 in the morning, my backup, Dr. Wong.
There you go. That's his wake up.
That he always starts me off on the right note. So I don't respond as much as he does because he's a little bit more intelligent than I am. He's really good with that text, but he's a good guy, does a lot of good for people in this region, and he's a great doctor. All right, here we go. Diane in Valencia wants to talk lasagna. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Happy start to the Advent season and festive food month, right? I mean, I think not only are we all preparing for Christmas and all the other wonderful holidays, but yeah, and just recently, ironically, at my house, my husband headed off to deer camp, and he wanted to take lasagna. So that will also be one of the features at our Christmas table this year. And what I normally do is I'll get a pound of ground beef, and Coons has the ground beef on sale this week for $3.99, so that's a fabulous helper right there. I'll get a pound of Italian sausage, pound of sweet Italian sausage, and I'll just put them on clumps in the oven on aluminum foil at about 350. Check them at about 7 to 10 minutes. You want them with the ground meat just till about pinkish, because remember, it's going to cook in your sauce and throughout the lasagna. So while that's cooking, it gives me time to, work on the rest of the sauce, and I'll start, I get a good medium-sized onion or large, dice that up, start sauteing that in some olive oil, add in about 2 large garlic cloves, and once that meat has cooked, pull that out of the oven, add that into the pot, a little bit more olive oil. It takes about 4 to 6 cups marinara sauce. I sometimes do half marinara, half regular spaghetti sauce. Add in some sea salt, some fresh ground black pepper, dried thyme, some granulated sugar to cover the top of it, about 2 tablespoons of finely fresh parsley. If you can grab it, if not, use the dried up, that's fine. And then for the cheese mixture, I do equal parts of cottage cheese and ricotta. I do about 16 ounces of each, an egg, 2 tablespoons more of some of that fresh parsley, and you'll need about 4 to 6 cups of mozzarella provolone mixture I use. And with the meat mixture also this year, what we did is we divided it out. We did put some in the sauce, but originally we started off, my husband liked layering, put the sauce in, and then loaded that meat mixture in because he wanted to make sure they were loaded up, so to speak, with that meat mixture. Wanted to make sure there was a hefty. And I just put the meat and sauce mixture down, the noodles, making sure they're cooked al dente, or if you use the no-cook ones, the cheese mixture with some of the shredded cheese, some meat, and just keep layering and top it off with more sauce. And you got to make sure you have some extra sauce on the side when you serve it up with some crusty garlic bread. You have a great meal.
It is a great meal, and yeah, good for your husband because that makes a great leftover as well. That's quick and easy to heat up. It's like having pasta, but it's not a mess. You don't have to, it's a block. You cut it in the squares, and you can heat those up, or, and enjoy. But yeah, it's a good idea leaving the meat out of the sauce, or at least extra meat, gives another layer in there, another flavor profile in your mouth.
Yeah, it's been a hit all these years, and like I said, it's become one of our new traditions at the Christmas table.
Yeah, very good.
Good stuff. So do you like venison, Diane?
I do not, because I grew up on it. You can't fool me with it. I hate to tell you.
So what happens?
I grew up on it, and I know it's good for you and all, but you know what? And I just.
So what happens what happens if hubby gets a deer?
He'll eat it, and we also have some resources where it is donated to people in need.
That's nice.
So,
that's good, because they're always looking for food for people that need it.
Good stuff.
Yeah, there's, I believe, also a bank out there because there are some people with a blood disease that can only eat venison.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. There was a friend of the family several years ago. The young man was diagnosed with something, and they determined that venison was the only red meat that he could eat. So a lot of our friends and family members did help to contribute to that person.
Oh, good stuff. Hey, Diane, thank you. How was your Thanksgiving? Good?
Fabulous. Too much, right? We all, it's the one day we know we all eat too much.
Well, it gives you a break from cooking for the next couple of days because you get the leftovers.
That's why the day after Thanksgiving I was making 3 pans of lasagna. I thought I could strike out of the kitchen, but, it's all good and fun, and everybody has a warm belly to keep them happy and satiated for the day.
3 pans of lasagna. That's a factory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I had extra hands.
Well, you got guys out in the woods that, they haven't eaten for hours and hours, and they're away. Yeah, they're going to eat that lasagna.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Diane, have a great day, okay?
Have a God bless day, gentlemen. Thank you. Take care.
She's a go-getter, man.
Oh, definitely.
She's working it. I got to tell you, I don't know what it is with me, but I love all pasta cold. And look, if you're one thing about Italians, and I've been around them my whole life, everything had to be put on the table because they always have some sort of meat. They have pasta, obviously, salad, but the stuff that has to be warm is all got to come out at the same time. Got to have perfect timing. But, man, I like cold lasagna. When she said lasagna, I remember literally eating squares of lasagna at like 2 in the morning, long before microwaves, and it was delicious.
Oh, I have a microwave now. I still won't heat it up, the leftover. I'll just go ahead and it tastes different. It's good. You feel like you're eating something different. And sometimes when you heat things up in the microwave, too, it gets a weird chewiness to it. If you eat it cold, you don't have to worry about that.
That's exactly
Pizza's probably the worst one to reheat in there. Although they've made the new microwaves, they have a pizza reheat button on some of them that it actually does a good job on heating it. But for the most part, you're better off eating it cold. I don't know. It's just me. Most of my family didn't do that. I was the one. Maybe it's a guy thing. I don't know.
Listen, I'm a bachelor, so you know what I do? I wait for my towels to be really nice and hot in the dryer. I put one around my neck, and then I eat my cold pasta. So
there you go.
I get the comfort.
You just heat the body up instead of the pasta.
Listen, it's been so cold in my house. I swear I saw a sled go through the other night. I mean, I turn it up the heat, but man, it has been so cold. I don't know if I'm just getting acclimated to it or what, but cold, cold, cold. Look, I remember when my grandmother, it was freezing. You could see the frost from your breath, and she'd say, put on a sweatshirt.
Oh, yeah, we're turning up the heat. No. You don't wear more clothes.
Put on a sweatshirt. Come on. Why do you think I bought you those slippers at Christmas time?
Okay, I'll just go outside and warm up.
You've been wearing your grandmother's, coat and all her slippers. Oh, crazy. Good times, though. We'll take a break. We'll come back. One more segment. It's all about pasta, sauce. That's what we're talking about. And do you actually put it into that menu when it comes to the holidays, and how do you use it? Want to hear from you next on KDKA.
The KDKA Mobile News Fleet is driven by Jim Shorkey Kia, North Huntington and Wexford. JimShorkeyKia.com.
Here's AirPro's Rocco Florio.
If last summer took a toll on your old, inefficient central air conditioning system and you've got prices from some of the big box stores or your current heating and cooling company and have been shocked with high prices and limited warranties, it's time to call AirPro Heating and Cooling and see why our customers save 20 to 30% over the competition.
AirPro and Bryant are offering their summer special and also 60 months interest-free financing or low 3.9% interest subject to credit approval. Call AirPro Heating and Cooling. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. TNC Supply.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20. And we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better. Because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
You know, he mentioned ziti, Chuck. That's one of my all-time favorites. I remember one of the last times that Jimmy Sincero was with your father. We were in the recording studio across the hall here, and your mom was here, and Jimmy brought up some baked ziti from Jimmy and Nino's, and I said, yeah, Jimmy's maybe hearing this for the first time. He said, make sure you share this with Joe and Janet. That's when I was not really worried about the waistline. I finished that big aluminum foil tray of baked ziti from Jimmy and Nino's in 2 days.
That's a lot of pasta.
I literally just got like the big tablespoon and did the old power shovel. God, Frank, I'm so weak when it comes to pasta. In fact, I'll give you a scoop. There's a couple of new Italian restaurants opening. One is going to be opening in Ambridge on Merchant Street, just across the river from the Hopewell store. So if you really want some good Italian cuisine, if you can find a good Italian restaurant, hang on to it with both hands because they are really hard to find.
Yeah, well, my go-to right now, because it's close to home, but it's really good food, is I go down to Vinny's.
You've been hanging out there.
We order from there, or we go down. And we go down there. It's just good. You know what? It's consistent. It's really good. You know, and when you go into the place, they have like these younger people that are running the tables, and they're just so friendly. It's a nice atmosphere. It's just where you can relax. You know, it's great. You know, right behind there's 2 hot dog stops in front of it. You know, which is a hard temptation to go by the 2 hot dog shops behind.
Wait. There's only one, Brighton Hot Dog Shop. The rest are all imitators. The Brighton Hot Dog Shop. But you got Casa de Emmanuel in Ohio, East Liverpool. You got Mambo Italiano, which is in Swickley. But man, they're hard to find. And honestly, one of the things that my mom and dad ate everywhere, went everywhere. But one of the things that I learned as a very young man, if you can find an Italian restaurant that will give you a good plate of spaghetti, hang on to it with everything because it's hard to find.
What you want to find are those local shops because you know that is home cooking that's being done in that restaurant. That is old style, old time recipes that are going through, you know, and it's kind of like when you want, you know, like instead, you know, if you can't make it to Coons, you go to one of the local bars and they'll have a fried fish sandwich, you know, and you know that's made scratch most of the time it's made scratch right there, and it's a good atmosphere. It's a lively, it's a relaxed, casual atmosphere. You know, you can always get some good home cooking at just a local bar, and finding those local Italian restaurants. It looks like a hole in the wall. There's 10 chairs, but they're usually the best ones.
That's exactly right. You know, one of the things, I don't know if we've ever done in the deli, have we ever done spaghetti and meatballs?
In the deli itself?
Yeah, for like hot foods?
It doesn't hold up so much in the hot case. We'll put them out in the grab and go.
Right.
We'll do a chicken Alfredo or do a pasta with meatballs. McKnight usually has it almost all the time because the meatballs with the pasta on top, or we'll do a chicken Parmesan. Those kind of things, and of course we do a lasagna as well.
Oh.
We're really growing our grab and go cold foods and revamping some things, and we have these new. I was working on getting them on the show this week. As I mentioned to you, next week I'm going to try to get them on. These empanadas that, I know it's a little different than what pasta is, but it's one of our growing categories. It's one of the biggest growing categories in the country, which is basically a Mexican, I call it, it's like a Mexican pierogi. It's like a hand pie. It's like there's meat inside, the dough on the outside. Most people have had an empanada. These ones here that we've been selling, they're a little bit bigger, and they're just outstanding. And we want to bring one of the guy that's making them. We want to bring the company put them on the air and talk about them, because this is something that you don't see everywhere. This is something that's not a commercial, like your normal commercially made product. This is a home recipe that's been brought into the retail that we're exclusively selling. And these are kind of things that, you know, you can stop into a Coons and find.
Absolutely. Okay, now we're going to save the best for last. The 2-day sale, December 3rd and 4th. That's Wednesday and Thursday. Just to give you a couple of items you may want to jot down, or go to coonsmarket.com and look at the weekly ad. This is the 2-day sale, December 3rd and 4th. Boneless, skinless chicken breast or breast tenders, $1.99 a pound. Boneless pork loin chops or roast, $2.29 a pound. Produce department, crisp green cabbage, 39 cents a pound. Haas variety avocados, 2 for $1. In the deli, countryside Swiss cheese, $3.79 a pound. And in the bakery, Christmas thumbprint cookies, 18-count package, $4 each. That's the 2-day sale, December 3rd and 4th. How would you recommend people shop this 2-day sale? Because I always feel bad. Somebody comes up and says, I went down there and they were out of... You don't wait till like the last hour on the second day. Get there as early as you can. Frank.
Well, it's time to stock up. You know, avocados, that's something that you use a lot. It makes nice guacamole dips, or, you know, you have an avocado with toast. Those are things you're going to use a lot of. Stock up on them. You know, they're not going to go bad that fast. Yeah, you can sit on your counter if you need to, or they can go in the fridge. But usually on the counter is where I'm going to leave them. Boneless, skinless chicken breasts or breast tenders, you can individually wrap those up in the portions that you want to use, that you would usually use for a recipe. Put them in the freezer. Stock your freezer up. Same with those boneless pork loin chops or the roast. $2.29 a pound. Again, it's an unbeatable deal. You can stock up. You want to buy for New Year's, you can buy it now. Culinary Circle pizza, same way. Put them in the freezer. Stock up for those days you're like, I don't want to cook, but I don't want to spend a fortune ordering in. There you go, $3.48 a pizza. You know, I think these are a 12-inch pizza, maybe a little small. Make 2. Coke, Sprite, and Dr. Pepper, 2-liter bottles. Buy one, get one free.
That's incredible.
If anyone's looked at the regular price of pop, it is ridiculous. You can actually save money by drinking beer now. So stock up on those 2 liters. You know you're having Christmas parties. You know you're going to have parties through. You can put them in the garage. They'll always be nice and cold, ready to go. They don't have to take up room in your fridge, and you can enjoy those. You know, these are the type of shopping you should be doing when you're looking to save a buck. And it doesn't matter if you have the money or if you don't have the means. You don't have if you need to stock up or you don't. Everyone can save some money and be able to do some while they're doing all this extra Christmas shopping. I was listening to the reports about how people are putting things on credit or buy now, pay later. You know, if you save the money on the food, which is normally your big expense, that is the way to do it, is shop these ads, shop these 2-day sales, utilize your freezer. If you have a coffin freezer, utilize that as well, and stock up on these items.
Coffin freezer. We used to call it a chest, but you know what? In fact, I was talking about this yesterday, and we were just talking about holidays, leftovers, and I mentioned that, and I just said we had this giant freezer in our basement, and I was going to say chest, and I'm thinking people might not know what I'm talking about, because a chest is really not as big as a long freezer. And I said, I wonder if and this is truth, I said, I wonder if I would say coffin freezer on the air, anybody would understand, because you open it like a coffin.
I always call it that. On the barn, we use them for storing food, and so I always think it looks like a coffin when you open it up. That's just what it just does. You know, it hinges up on the top, slowly.
Well, that's why my parents used to always say, don't climb in there.
No, you can't get out. You can't get out. Well, they're right. It gets like a suction on it.
Right. So my parents always warned us when we were kids, because we would go to Keystone Bakery and stock up on all these cupcakes, and we would eat them throughout the year. And one time my friend and I decided to do it on a hot summer day, but they didn't thaw out. We ate like a dozen each. Now,
most people
cupcakes
would stock up on meat and things that are...
I know.
Robbie's stocking up on cupcakes.
Well, and all of a sudden, the cramping thing started, with the belly. And we were moaning and groaning. And my dad was such a good detective. He simply said, you got into the freezer and ate all those cupcakes, didn't you? I go, yes, we did. He goes, well, then no Pepto for you. You're just going to have to feel the pain. All right, we'll come back. When we do, we'll draw this week's winner of that $25 gift certificate. Then we're back in Open Talk next hour. Lots of things to get to. Then it's Accurate Solutions. And then 2 hours to wrap up our Marathon Sunday of the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show on KDKA.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Festivities continue, and we think of people who need our help. Brian Goulish, Vice President, Marketing Communications, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank.
Yeah, so even with the federal aid resuming, we are bracing for record demand throughout the rest of the year, the holiday season. And just to put that in perspective, over the last 2 weeks, we've more than 2 million pounds of food out of our warehouse.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you are facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
All right, let's get to the winner. Who is it?
This week's winner is John in Washington.
Tell them about the cookie walk, how they can save, and it all happens coming up in a couple of days.
Yeah, Thursday and Friday this week, Buellus Road Store, the Hopewell Store, the McKnight Road Store. We have the cookie walk. There'll be a whole lot of cookies in the front of the store. If you're wondering why, well, that's the cookie walk. And you can go ahead, pick and choose what flavors you want, what varieties, your favorite things. If you're going to make cookie trays or have a party going on, now's the time to stock up. We weigh them up at the end. They're $8.99 a pound. And again, they're just a great gift, or just something for a party, or you know what, you just coming home, get a small box and bring home some treat to the kids.
You know what, man? That just to see all those cookies.
The smell's unbelievable.
Oh.
The smell's unbelievable. Even the couple days before when we're baking things off, and just the smell's incredible waiting for the cookies.
And just how people walk around, they all they're like 10 deep, and they're just going counterclockwise, and they go clockwise, and they go counterclockwise. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, Frank, listen, a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll do it again real soon, okay?
Yeah, have a great Sunday.
All right, stay with me now, because after Rob is done, we're going to talk to him about his beloved Ohio State Buckeyes, who knocked off Michigan. Finally, Coach Day found a good day to get it done. We'll talk a little about Pitt. We're also going to talk about Terry Smith, Penn State. They end up getting a win. They're now 6-6 on the year. But the big story, he's supposed to talk to his team at 10 this morning. Lane Kiffin looks to be headed to the Bayou, LSU. Rob and I will do a little chalk talk. And then I'm going to defend John Fetterman. The Democrats are doing everything to make him not remain in office years down the road, because they don't like the relationship the guy has when it comes to bipartisan politics. So we got some really interesting stuff minutes away after the news at 9, which starts now with your Pratt Pack on KDKA.
The preceding program was paid for by Coons Quality Market.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 41 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. An officer-involved shooting took place along the Parkway North Saturday night, killing one person and sending 3 others to the hospital. Police say the chase began in Butler County. Multiple police agencies joined in on the chase as it continued on to 279, the southbound side of the Parkway North. Eventually, that chase reached near the Camp Horn Road exit in Ohio Township. Police say that's when that fleeing SUV lost control and flipped, and then police say someone inside the SUV began firing shots at officers, so officers returned fire, striking one person inside the SUV. That person later died. The 3 others in the SUV were taken to the hospital. They were not shot. They were injured in the crash. No officers were injured. State police are handling this investigation. Pittsburgh police are investigating after a man was shot in the foot Saturday evening and then walked into the UPMC Shadyside Hospital. Right now, he's in stable condition. Now, police believe he was shot in Wilkinsburg, either on or near Foliage Street or at a BP gas station along Ardmore Boulevard. After 20 rounds were fired on or near Foliage Street around 7:15 Saturday night, then shots fired at the BP gas station. That happened about 25 minutes later. Allegheny County Police Department, they're assisting the Wilkinsburg police with the investigation. In the city of Butler, police are investigating after a person was shot there Friday night. It occurred on Whitmire Avenue around 10 p.m. Friday night. That person was flown to the hospital from the scene. No word on their conditions. No word on any suspect descriptions at this hour. And in Ben Avon, a house fire claimed the life of a person there. That fire occurred around 12:30 Saturday morning at a home along Perrysville Avenue. It took hours for the firefighters to get that fire under control. The name of the person who died in the fire has not been made public. Cause of the fire is under investigation. KDKA Radio News Time is 9:03. The AccuWeather forecast coming up.
Have you been diagnosed with metastatic prostate cancer? You may qualify for a clinical trial studying an investigational therapy designed to activate your immune system to fight cancer throughout the body. If your prostate cancer has spread and you've received prior hormone therapy, you may be eligible. Take the next step in your fight. Visit Legion100trial.com to learn more or call 1-888-636-5344. That's Legion100trial.com or 1-888-636-5344.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today looks cloudy and breezy with some rain at times, mixing with some snowflakes early in the day with a high of 42. Then a stray flurry tonight, otherwise cloudy, low 27. Then cloudy and colder tomorrow with a high of 35. Snow arrives late at night and continues into the day on Tuesday, accumulating 1 to 3 inches, high 34. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
At a time when children are in crisis, the Kids Mental Health Foundation envisions a future where mental health is a vital part of growing up, and support starts with all of us. At home, at school, at practice, everywhere kids are.
If you're at school having a bad day, you just don't want to do anything.
I just get these thoughts like, do better. All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed?
He's just in tears in the huddle. Yeah, I was like, what's wrong? And he's just like, I'm just so frustrated, and I didn't know what to do.
None of my undergraduate studies talked about mental health.
Teachers need tons of help. The Kids Mental Health Foundation is the leading organization promoting mental health for children in the U.S. and has free tools and information developed by experts.
Having those resources is the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
Check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
So it was a good day for Ryan Day, and there's nobody more happy than my anchor today, who joins us now, Metropolitan Window video screen. You can see it and hear it stream live, KDKRadio.com. Click on KDK Watch. So, you beat the evil empire yesterday. How do you feel?
Well, you know, it's been thrown around that the Ohio State Buckeyes had not beaten Michigan in 2,191 days, so I'm happy that we could finally throw that away. Convincing win. I knew it would happen. This team is a machine, the Ohio State Buckeyes this year. Michigan didn't have the firepower from, the beginning of the season on to now. I wasn't surprised that the Buckeyes won. I'm very happy about it. But now, you're probably going to get that first round bye in the CFP, and then we'll go from there.
All right, so the big story today, he's supposed to meet with his team within the hour. Lane Kiffin looks to be headed for the Bayou. I mean, $90 million, hard to say no, huh?
Well,
I know where you're old school. I get it, me too. But this is the state of today's college football. But I think in the long run, he's going to maybe wish he stayed at Ole Miss before it's all said and done.
I was just watching all the coverage about it, and, it was like wall-to-wall coverage. And, of course, remember, I thought it was going to happen Saturday. I didn't think we'd have to wait till Sunday morning to find out Lane Kiffin's answer. But I just think it comes down to I just think he believes that more people, of higher, talent will want to play at LSU, because when it comes to the money, the boosters, they're Ole Miss is dishing out the money as well. So I just think Lane Kiffin believes that, if he does go to LSU, that more talented players will just want to play for LSU than Ole Miss. That's what I think, because I don't think, financially he would be hurting too much if he stayed at Ole Miss.
All right, so let's talk about another passion of mine. Historic black colleges and universities. Since I was a kid, Eddie Robinson, Grambling, every Sunday morning, the highlights, and then it was Notre Dame. I watched him every single Sunday as a kid and fell in love with Doug Williams and the marching bands, and still plug into it today. And you've got Deshaun Jackson now coaching in the league. You've got Michael Vick now coaching in the league. And I saw in the new Pittsburgh Courier that Trevin Jones came out with his top 10 black college football teams as of November 2025. He's got number 10, Delaware State, number 9, Virginia Union, number 8, Kentucky State, number 7, Prairie View A&M, number 6, Alabama State, number 5, Benedict College, number 4, South Carolina State, number 3, Jackson State, number 2, Johnson C. Smith, and number 1, Albany State. So those are the 10. Your thoughts, Rob?
Well, number one, I'm Trevin, of course, producer here at KDKA Radio for the Marty Griffith Show. He's the voice of Howard University football,
which is awesome.
And so, we make sure that he knows so much, he keeps up with all the HBCU teams. So we definitely get that top 10 list out every week. But for me, I was actually happy to see the Bayou Classic was back on NBC yesterday between Southern University and Grambling State, and that's something that NBC used to cover for years and years and years, and I thought it was off for a few years, but now I saw it on yesterday, so that was wonderful to see.
I think we need to talk about the new Pittsburgh Courier a little bit, because I am really trying to make a big push to get people to get back into the city, and I just see so many exciting things happen. We have a great editorial talking about what's happening in the city of Pittsburgh, and honestly, when I think of Pittsburgh, I think of this paper. And I've been thinking of this paper long before I met you, but you happen to be the managing editor. So talk about exactly what the new Pittsburgh Courier is all about and why it focuses so much on the city.
Well, of course, it's been around since 1910, so we're on year 115 right now. And, of course, the new Pittsburgh Courier is the voice of the African-American community in Pittsburgh, and it's been that way for over 100 years. But, I think the best way to put it is there's so many things that happen inside the city of Pittsburgh, whether it's Pittsburgh Public Schools, whether it's, fighting issues of poverty or affordable housing, or fighting crime, and so many layers to living inside the city of Pittsburgh. And the new Pittsburgh Courier obviously covers all of that, because a lot of it affects the African American community. There's almost 70,000 African Americans inside the city of Pittsburgh, and another 80,000 or so that live outside the city of Pittsburgh but still live inside Allegheny County. So when you look at all of the issues like the affordable housing, like whether or not to close the schools in the Pittsburgh Public Schools, a lot of that affects the African American community in Pittsburgh. So that's why we cover the city of Pittsburgh so much. And, of course, we cover places inside, Allegheny County, but outside the city of Pittsburgh. But, there's so many layers to living in the city.
Oh, good layers, man. I mean, there's just so much really to be said. And if you grow up in the city like you did, I don't know, I just think you have a step ahead of everyone. I really do, because you just learn a lot more about culture and races and religious beliefs and just history, and you're so close as far as these homes are concerned that you really get to know and love thy neighbor, if you will. I mean, there's something really special about growing up in Pittsburgh. And people that I've known who've grown up in Pittsburgh, I was at a funeral yesterday, Mount Oliver, Brownsville Road up in Brentwood, and they were talking about Allentown, where they all grew up. And as they were coming into the funeral home, everybody knew like everybody. And I'm like, wow, everybody knows everybody. Well, because of the close-knit community of being in Pittsburgh, you really know your neighbors, and it goes from one generation to the next.
Yeah, and sometimes if you're downtown, sometimes there might be an event downtown. Say there's an event at the Benedum Center, or say there's a like a Taylor Swift concert at Acrisure Stadium or something like that. You'll go downtown and you'll see so many people are downtown, and there's so much hustle and bustle. And then sometimes what happens is, when those events are over, just a regular day downtown, you may not see some of those same people, downtown or in the city. But when you live in the city, you're always going to find yourself downtown. If you live in Pittsburgh, your downtown is downtown Pittsburgh. So just as an example, if you live in, let's say, Washington, PA, you're not always going to be downtown Pittsburgh. If you live, let's say, Upper St. Clair, you're not always going to be downtown Pittsburgh because you have your own downtowns, so to speak. But when you live in Pittsburgh, you're always going to find yourself downtown. So you're always going to be around the hustle and bustle of things. You're always going to be around a different mix of people, and you're just always much more comfortable, in my opinion.
Well, listen, I just think you learn to basically live amongst the human race because you have a little bit of everything. It's like that perfect recipe, if you will. And I don't know. I just think that the city of Pittsburgh is such a unique and a really wonderful place. So I saw a picture of Tim Stevens the other day, and Tim, absolutely loved Tim. The black and white reunion, of course, we had an opportunity to talk about that, the Empowerment Group. Oh, it's been a while back, but one of the things that I found out about him, a massive jazz enthusiast, and the whole jazz festival in Pittsburgh. And I've seen pictures before in the New Pittsburgh Courier when it was held annually, but he has taught me so much just on and off the air about Pittsburgh that I was unaware of, because I thought when the Crawford Grill went away and people like Billy Eckstein, who grew up here, stopped performing and passed away, it kind of all went away. But that jazz thing still goes on here in Pittsburgh, and it's got deep roots, does it not?
Oh, yeah. I mean, my mom cracks me up when she tells me that, she's been here so long, she remembers when Tim Stevens was rocking the afro.
Listen,
decades ago.
This dude, smooth, man.
And playing, being a musician back then as well.
Right. Well, we're going to tie up all the loose ends here, and the real reason I'm glad we got to talk about Tim and obviously his days with the NAACP. Jesse Jackson was dealing with some neurological problems and got released from a hospital recently. I absolutely, as a kid, that Rainbow Coalition, I loved Jesse Jackson. When he ran for president, I'm going to tell you right now, if I would have been old enough, he'd have got my vote. Jesse Jackson's a special individual.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that he's been, it says here, you're released from the hospital. He's definitely a big-time legendary figure.
So Trevin's been working with me a little bit. He worked with me on the Collins Show, Trevin Jones, who happens to be married to the great Kiki, of course, from WAMO. No wonder why this guy is such a tactician. He don't mess up, man. Running that board, he's pumping out videos, audio, doing this, giving me cues in my IFB. I mean, I'm telling you, that guy can do a little bit of everything, man.
Yeah, he's been in the game a long time. He did a lot of work with the former Sheridan Broadcasting that used to own WAMO back in the day. So he's been around.
Well, and Alonzo, another great sound man, my producer, Alonzo Anderson, his alma mater, playing for the state championship next week, Central Catholic, your alma mater. He went to Howard University too. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that, and I was actually talking to Alonzo. I've been to Washington D.C. twice, but I have not made it to Howard. So my next trip to Washington D.C., I got to get onto the campus of Howard University.
Chadwick, the great actor, went to school there, who passed away, and also Kamala Harris went to school there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a school everybody knows.
Listen,
about.
Man, if you could only envision the '60s, some white kid with his sister's majorette baton trying to reenact the Grambling marching band in the garage, that would have been a sight to see, man. I loved the Grambling marching band as a kid. Sunday morning, I would race home from church to turn it on, man, and they just lit up a room. And ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, who does a podcast at Odyssey, they've been going and visiting these colleges. The bands and the cheerleaders, man, they're just off the charts, man. These kids are athletic, they're talented. It's really good stuff, man.
Yeah, and Jeff Bezos's ex-wife, her name Mackenzie.
Yes.
Yeah, she's in the news. She's given like over $500 million in the last year and a half to HBCUs all across the country.
No kidding.
Yes, Mackenzie Scott, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Well,
Philly.
Listen, that's a good thing, man. And I love seeing these young students, the ones that want to get into this business, and they get an opportunity to talk. And it just reminds you of your own kids, and they're excited and anticipating a career. And I got to tell you, when like Shedeur Sanders going today for Cleveland, I'm the number one fan, man. I want this guy. And, his father yesterday, after basically going 1-8 at Colorado State, that guy is also somebody who I really look up to. And what he did by going to Jackson State, I really think it's going to change the game as far as athletics at these schools moving forward. And you're going to see more and more. Kind of like when Bill Nunn, the Courier, who basically decades and decades in the 70s got all these great players out of those colleges to come and play for Pittsburgh, and you had like just years and years of success. I think what Dion started, what Shador started, I think you're going to see a lot more of that to matriculate to the NFL in the years to come.
And like you said earlier in the segment with Deshaun Jackson. And
Mike Vick. I mean, that's big, man.
Yeah, and Michael Vick going to Norfolk State. Yeah, this is like a new renaissance for HBCU football.
Listen, I wasn't born overnight, kid. I know a little bit about everything. I got it, and that's that new Pittsburgh Courier. That's what it does for me every single time I go out to the mailbox. Rob, always good. Thank you so much.
No problem, Rob.
All right, listen, let me get a break in here. We'll come back. I want to talk about John Fetterman. You know, I just saw something pop in the Post-Gazette about donations and what's happening to him. Look, this isn't just because whatever. I really believe it's deep-rooted in my party, the Democratic Party, trying to do a little end run on him, and I don't like it. I just don't like it, so I'm going to talk about it when we get back. You want to jump in here or anything on your mind? 866-391-1020. We'll be back.
When you need to talk, we're here for you. Always have been. News Radio KDKA.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Both customers and local business owners can enjoy the rewards of Small Business Saturday. Starting this Friday, visit EV True Value in Bethel Park for 20% off Harmony Organic Insect Control, Sniper, your hospital-grade virus killer, and Knockout, your multi-purpose odor eliminator. Keep everyone in the family, including your pets, safe with Sniper. Stay ahead of the germs and viruses. Simply spray and walk away. 20% off sale good at all participating True Value hardware stores.
Experience casino like never before at Bet365. Spin your way through your favorite games. Check out our awesome table games and face off against a real live dealer. And play exclusive games that you simply can't play anywhere else. New Bet365 players get a 100% deposit match bonus up to $1,000 plus spins. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically present in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. T&Cs apply.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, so U.S. Senator John Fetterman had the lowest fundraising period of his Washington political career over the summer. Now, others have surged, and that's okay and good for them, of the Democratic Party, and respect to one and all. But I want to know what's happening within my party when you have truly a bipartisan politician, a moderate politician, doing exactly what you would hope, whether you be a Republican or a Democrat, represent you as he does, all of us, Pennsylvania, Republican or not. Dave McCormick, Republican, he a Democrat, John Fetterman, but you've got two that basically cover the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And because the guy has found a way to have an open line of communication, in other words, when he calls the Oval Office, the president picks up the phone. The president listens to him. He's also found a way to get stuff accomplished that he believes in that maybe the Republicans don't, because it's the yin and the yang, it's the give and the take. He not only dresses like the blue-collar people of Western Pennsylvania and that community that he was once the mayor in Braddock, Pennsylvania, the true grit, the backbone where the first chapter of Pittsburgh's history was written, but he speaks our lingo and language too. Look, this guy is an Ivy League graduate, the real deal. I've seen him with all the talking heads on the major networks, and the guy is smooth. And to think after having his health setback, he battled back from really the basement to work himself back to where he is now in the hallowed halls of the Capitol, swinging a big bat and making a difference. Listen, you wouldn't have him on ABC and CBS and NBC and CNN and Fox. Yeah, on Fox, unless he was doing something that was intriguing people. And I keep hearing they're going to run someone against him, his own party, to try to have him out of that seat. Look, this is what we talked about yesterday. This is what we've talked about before. This great divide in America's got to end. Look, you have these Ukrainian diplomats in Miami today to have an emergency meeting with the president. They're trying to get peace in Ukraine. Do you understand the reason why Putin feels so strong right now and continues to fight on, even when the president said, I want a deal done by Thanksgiving? He got Zelensky to turn in 24 hours, but what did Putin do? He kept attacking. We are weak in this country. And when you see members of a political party, a first-term senator who shocked the world and got this win and is winning over people on both sides of the party, they're trying to get him out because they don't like that he actually has a line of communication with the president. Tip O'Neill, Ronald Reagan, line of communication. You cannot do anything unless you communicate. Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, I don't know if they really ever tried. Chuck Schumer's never tried. But John Fetterman is trying. Look, you think it's easy for John Fetterman at times dealing with certain people? I'm sure that it's not a kumbaya moment. I'm sure that they wouldn't be on the same guest list at a Christmas party. But John Fetterman knows to get stuff done, you got to talk to the guy that is the president of the United States of America. So this just honks me off. It upsets me because my party continues to take 2 and 3 steps back. How are we ever going to get Shapiro where he needs to be? If I were Josh Shapiro, and I'm not, I'm just saying, I would not run for the governor's office. I wouldn't. I think Stacey Garrity might be a better choice. Boots on the ground, military background, really just rallying everybody around the Commonwealth, getting manufacturing going again, get working class jobs, actually becoming middle class jobs again, and securing the perimeter, as they say in the military world. And I think Shapiro should be focusing on nothing but becoming the Democratic nominee. And that means barnstorming, traveling all over the country, speaking engagements, taking every opportunity to get on late night, early morning, a soundbite or a video clip on the nightly news. He's the only hope the Democrats have because he actually gets it. If Fetterman were a younger man and maybe in better health, I would say let him run. And if I'm Shapiro, you know what I'm thinking about right now? I'm thinking about Fetterman as my vice presidential candidate. Yeah, I said it. I said it. And I know right now that glazed donut just fell on the floor at the breakfast table. But I'm right. Those two would be dynamic. I mean, to look at them physically, with all due respect, it's like Schwarzenegger and DeVito and twins. But man, they would be great. And it would put Pennsylvania in the next stratosphere. And more importantly, we're a swing state. Everybody needs Pennsylvania to get elected. Those two would be beloved in Pennsylvania. Shapiro Fetterman, 2028. Working class, making a difference for the middle class. I can hear it now. I would love it. But please, to fellow members of the Democratic Party, do you realize if you get him knocked out of office, Shapiro will not win? Shapiro will not win. At anything, when he becomes president, he'll never get anything accomplished. He needs the big fella. And aren't we all in it as one? Aren't we supposed to really have competition be the form of flattery that we all want, that gets the juices flowing, the hair on the back of your neck crawling up and down? You just get the thrills and chills of competition. I think if those two ran on the same ticket, the Democrats have a real good chance to defeat a J.D. Vance or a Marco Rubio. They could be a 1-2 punch. If we don't win that seat in 2028 and win the White House, the Democrats will not see the White House again for 8 to 12 years. They won't. So you see, I am still a Democrat. I still believe. But I don't like what I'm seeing with the party. And if anybody disagrees with me, bring it. But if you're a Democrat, don't you see it too? And let me ask you, as a Republican, what do you think of John Fetterman? Read the article in the PG today. I took it right off the hot press of the PG app. Moments ago it hit. You heard it, the paragraph right here. How do you not donate to a guy who's actually doing more than just taking up space? I mean, the guy came back from this health setback. He didn't just buckle and walk away, bury his head in the sand. He stood, he debated, he did what he had to do, he got elected. And everybody wants to talk to him. And he's also on the front page of the PG today. Why? Because he's relevant. And whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you want your candidate to be relevant. 866-391-1020. We'll be back.
I'm with Joe Potocznik, JP Roofing and Siding. Congratulations, Joe. Triple Crown winner from Owens Corning.
Yes, Larry. We are proud to announce that we are recognized for service excellence, product excellence, and MVP based on marketing leadership and customer service.
Call Joe and his team. You'll get the best of the best. Get a free estimate for roof and siding replacements. Call the roofing replacement experts at JP Roofing and Siding, 412-829-7711. Congrats, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
Tune in to KDKA Radio every Thursday at 2:37 p.m. for your weekly Medicare update with Lisa Lauro from Secure Money Health. Lisa will provide you information on everything related to Medicare and how to prepare for it. Brought to you by Secure Money Health.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 41 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9:30. I'm Rob Taylor. An officer-involved shooting took place on the southbound side of the Parkway North on Saturday night, killing one person and sending 3 others to the hospital. Police say the entire ordeal began in Butler County. The chase began there, continued on to 279 southbound Parkway North. The chase reached Camp Horn Road exit in Ohio Township. Police say that's when that fleeing SUV lost control and flipped. Police say someone in the SUV then began firing shots at officers, and officers returned fire, striking one of the people in the SUV. That person later died. The 3 others in the SUV were taken to the hospital. No officers were injured. State police are handling the investigation. Pittsburgh police are investigating after a man was shot in the foot on Saturday evening, and he was able to get to UPMC Shadyside Hospital by private means. He's now in stable condition at the hospital. Police believe he was shot in Wilkinsburg, either on or near Foliage Street or at a BP gas station on Ardmore Boulevard. There were 20 rounds fired on or near Foliage Street around 7:15 Saturday night. There were also gunshots fired 25 minutes later at the BP gas station on Ardmore Boulevard. Allegheny County Police Department is assisting Wilkinsburg police with that investigation. KDK Radio News Time is 9:31. Next update's at 10. I'm Rob Taylor on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio KDK.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
Join KDKA's Marty Griffin live at Giant Eagle and Robinson this Giving Tuesday. Every dollar you give to the Salvation Army today brings joy to someone in need, helping provide food, shelter, utilities, and more. Text the word kettle to 31333 or visit salvationarmywpa.org to give with joy today. PA 211 is a free confidential service available 24/7. If you're facing facing challenges with basic needs like food, insecurity, housing, or utility bills, help is just a phone call away. Dial 211 or go online to pa211.org to connect with local resources today. Support the Marines this holiday season. Drop off a new toy at Monticello's in Wexford or Monticello's on Babcock Boulevard. Your donation provides a gift for the region's less fortunate children.
Details at KDKA-Radio.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Ever wonder why Big Wireless wants you on an unlimited plan? They probably want you to cover the cost of those 20-somethings using all that data every month. But most people 50 and up like me only use 12 gigs or less. Don't get bamboozled by Big Wireless. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Our plans start at just $20, and we use the same towers as the big guys. Join the millions who choose something better, because if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
For 70 years, we've been known as the Humane Society of the United States. But as the challenges animals face have grown, so have we. We are now called Humane World for Animals. And with you on our side, we are going to end animal cruelty around the globe. Join us. Humane World for Animals. The end of animal cruelty.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today looks cloudy and breezy with some rain at times, mixing with some snowflakes early in the day with a high of 42. Then a stray flurry tonight, otherwise cloudy, low 27. Then cloudy and colder tomorrow with a high of 35. Snow arrives late at night and continues into the day on Tuesday, accumulating 1 to 3 inches, high 34. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
He went to Kuhnstown and took a class at Harvard, so to that listener who called in, thank you for correcting me, but Harvard is still Harvard. Look, the only way I'm getting into Harvard is with a ticket, okay, to watch a sporting event. So bottom line is the guy's got a whole lot of brain cells working for him. He's a self-made individual. And look, I got to tell you, when he was the mayor of Braddock, and I love mayors. For some reason, these men and women who are mayors of these communities, they're my favorites because they're in it just because they love it. I just, and I've met them all. And I respect them. And, we were talking the other day about some of the great mayors that have been a part of Pittsburgh in my tenure, going back to Richard Caligari, Pete Flaherty, Sophie Masloff, Bob O'Connor, now, of course, Corey going in. I don't know. Peduto, Ravenstall, Murphy. I admire these people. And believe me, I've covered politics. I've been around it. And when the elbows, get going and fists get flying verbally, emotionally, spiritually, and they roll up their sleeves and, the saliva shooting out of their mouth, they're screaming across the council meeting. I'm telling you, there's nothing more passionate than somebody being mayor of a community, but especially the smaller communities or ones that have gone through tough times. And John Fetterman is the reason why Braddock has lived to fight another day, and why now with Nippon and U.S. Steel, it's because of what he did as mayor. And I will take that with me the rest of the time on this earth. Look, okay, now that I've done that, I want to do something else. I want to talk about Benjamin Netanyahu for a minute. Somebody else, by the way, that Mr. Fetterman has gone on record and supports, so do I. And I'd love to hear from you on this. So there's been a lot of talk of late with the president who he has pardoned. Well, there's been a corruption thing going on in Israel for a very long time in which Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's name has been involved there, right? Well, he's been now being vocal about trying to get a pardon. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If I were in the position to give him a pardon, I would. And I know there's some people that listen to me who do not like my strong opinions when it comes to Israel, and I simply say, who cares? I may not like your opinion either, but I respect it, and you're just going to have to respect mine. But what this man has done for Israel during his tenure, how many battles he's had to fight, not starting, but had to fight. I believe the state of Israel is still strong, it's standing, it's independent because of the time that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's been on watch. And look, things can get fabricated. People can flip stories. They can sensationalize stories. It's tabloid journalism. Nobody really knows the fact. But I've said this before when they tried to impeach President Trump, going back to Bill Clinton, when they tried to impeach him. Big picture, America has no time. And we saw what happened with the Watergate trial. Richard Nixon, basically because of a botched burglary and a few seconds of a missing tape, our country has never been the same again. It created All the President's Men, Woodward and Bernstein, Dustin Hoffman, Robert Redford, the movie, 1975. Country has never been the same. And if you remember, that's when they were showing that trial on television round the clock. I mean, it got to the point where it was almost like every aspect of our government was the laughingstock of the world. And I can still remember, Hollickman and Dean and all these people, Ollie North, Iran-Contra later with Ronald Reagan. It just went Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky. It just went from one thing to another. Candidate Gary Hart, infidelity. I mean, no matter what it was, it never stopped. The hanging Chads, Al Gore, George W. Bush. What happened with Saddam Hussein and weapons of mass destruction. We were talking about the great Dick Cheney yesterday and George W. Bush and kind of a connection or two to the city of Pittsburgh. So every conversation I'm in, whether I'm on the air or not, I'm learning something, and I realize even more how special America is, but why we need to turn it around and we need to do it quickly. We have to quit putting our Constitution and our democracy on trial. We have to quit challenging everything that's going on. I hear stories about Big Pharma. Yeah, I get it. People want to pay less, but remember, if it wasn't for research and science, there'd have been no cure for the polio disease that was just ravaging the world and our country. No Jonas Salk, okay? All the different flu strains. We get a new flu shot. People complain sometimes that the flu is outgaining the antidote, right? The flu shot. But we still live in a country where we're developing all this stuff, where we're doing all this stuff. I mean, think about it. This city is forged in steel, forged in medicine, forged in education, and we're a melting pot. People from all walks of life, races, religious beliefs. I may be Italian, you may be French. I may be white, you may be black, but we're all from Pittsburgh. And we've all been a part of this incredible story that's Pittsburgh. And if I were a Democrat, I would be disgusted with what they're doing to John Fetterman. Listen, you have to admit, we got a guy from Western Pennsylvania, one of ours. He looks like us. He acts like us. He dresses like us. He understands working values. And he's become the go-to guy. Look, I can't get John Fetterman on to save myself today. Back in the day, one quick message to his mobile, he was on. This guy is a massive celebrity superstar politician. You might not like those words, but somewhere, somehow, he's connecting. And I'm telling you right now, if this guy was healthier, he'd be president. And he may be doing much better now, but if he didn't have that setback, I think there would have been already talk. And again, not that they're going to listen to me, but if Josh Shapiro, and I know that they don't do that, and one of the reasons why Kennedy went from Massachusetts to Texas, because he wanted that vote down there as well, to get Lyndon Baines Johnson. And when you look at these tickets and who they are, I mean, Joe Biden goes to California where Kamala Harris really, cut her teeth in law. But it's about the state that is going to flip the switch for the entire country. And industry, natural gas is going to be the future of this country. AI, data centers, going to be the future of this country. And Pennsylvania is all in on that. I don't know if it's the manufacturing gods, but anytime America, from the beginning to the middle to where we are now, once again, maybe in that final quarter, if you will, we need to do something spectacular to re-energize this country. It's going to be done right here. I mean, who else would have ever thought? Braddock, Nippon Steel, U.S. Steel, this partnership, billions coming into this country, millions coming into the Mon Valley. And do you know who kept Braddock's heartbeat going to where we could get to this point? John Fetterman. Listen, John Fetterman could probably run for governor right now and give Shapiro a run for his money unless his own party doesn't destroy him. We cannibalize each other. We're like piranha. It's everyone for themselves, and if you kill your friend or neighbor, so be it. Not literally, but you know what I mean, figuratively. The Democrats should be saying, stop this. We have somebody for Face the Nation. We're going to have somebody on those Sunday morning shows. They're going to be getting a clip. It's going to be Democrat John Fetterman, Democrat John Fetterman from Western Pennsylvania, Democrat John Fetterman. John Fetterman is everything the Democratic Party was when I grew up. We did something on heroes recently, right? Like, where have they gone? How my parents revealed the FDRs, the Dwight Eisenhowers, the John Kennedys, the Lyndon Johnsons, even the Richard Nixons of the world. And I said, where are they right now? They don't exist. But they do in John Fetterman. John Fetterman, you could take him right now, make him step into a Wayback Machine, put him in the late 50s or 60s, especially in Western Pennsylvania from Pittsburgh with the steel industry. Hands down, he would have made David Lawrence like a piker, like he just started. I mean, that's the kind of, he's just one of us. So why won't you embrace it? Listen, you actually have a guy who knows what the president's thinking because he's been around him. He knows what it takes to maybe, put a little extra butter on that bread. John Fetterman is a smart man. I don't care if he took classes in Kuhnstown or graduated from Kuhnstown and took one class at Harvard. It doesn't matter. He's smart. But the best smarts he has, street smarts, school of hard knocks. Why do you think President Trump is back in office again? You're not that naive. He didn't get in there because of the Wharton Business School. He didn't get in there because of the Taj Mahal and bringing gaming to Atlantic City. He didn't get in there for 11 years being on NBC saying you're fired, inventing reality TV. The Kardashians can thank him for that. But the reason he's still there, he's fought in the gutter when it comes to business to bring those skyscrapers to the ceiling and beyond. Donald Trump knows how to make the meter move. And have you ever thought the reason why he even takes his calls or says nice things about him when he don't have a nice thing to say about anyone? Because he respects him. He sees a lot of John Fetterman in him and vice versa. A street fighter, somebody who had to fight for everything. And I know what you're saying. Well, Donald Trump was given like $1 million from his dad. He turned it into $9 billion. That's like your dad dropping you off to get a cup of coffee with a quarter, and he picks you up later in the day and you got $1,500 in cash. He's not really going to ask you how you got it. He's going to say, did you commit a crime? You say no. He goes, good, give me half. Donald Trump admires John Fetterman because John Fetterman is exactly what you want this region to be again, working class. Donald Trump is exactly what you want in the White House. Little rough around the edges, but he still walks softly and carries a big stick. He is a modern-day Teddy Roosevelt. He is a modern-day Ronald Reagan. He is a modern-day JFK. So please look at the big picture. And if you're a Democrat, do not let John Fetterman slip through our fingers. We need him. If there was anybody right now we need in Washington, especially we Democrats, it's John Fetterman. And Josh Shapiro, our honorable governor, keep that man's name in the back of your mind. It could be the way you win it when it comes 2028. We'll be back.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Have a house you're ready to sell? Ryan Shalaba here with the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh, and I want to make your next home sale the easiest one yet. Over a decade in business and 175 plus 5-star reviews, we've helped people in all different situations get the most money out of their house when they need it. We'll save you time, money, and stress, and we'll even help you move. Call 412-500-9057. We'll get you a cash offer in as little as 24 hours. That's 412-500-9057 or visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com today.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Just a quick question. Does it encrypt your online traffic the same as NordVPN?
No, but it protects your device. Just pop that CD in and you're good to go.
But it will stop your internet service provider and other snoopers from monitoring you online, right?
Oh, no, not really. It won't stop online snoopers or block annoying ads. In fact, forget what I said at the beginning of this ad. This ad is now about NordVPN. I just realized that an antivirus is only half protection online. So get better online protection with the NordVPN Black Friday deal. It will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. This Black Friday, get NordVPN with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months. Yeah!
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
You know, I really care about this country of ours. But it all comes down to working class people. And I just get very frustrated when I feel that we're getting the short end of the stick. You know, as much as I wanted a business person, like I really would love to see Mark Cuban run for the presidency, but he's not. He's not. I loved Howard Schultz, the possibility, guy from Starbucks. He's not. And I admired Donald Trump in the business aspect of the 80s. You know, I mean, he was wheeling and dealing, doing things that I thought was really cool. And it wasn't about, you know, his resume or, you know, how smart he was. It was just he was a street fighter. And I like people who roll up their sleeves and get their knuckles bloodied. Not literally, but I like people that work. I've always been fascinated by the neighborhood bar that welcomed a mill worker after their shift. I've always admired the person that builds things with their hands. I always admired the man or woman who was the entrepreneur who started a business or took over a business from their mom or dad and made it even bigger and just flourished, right? I've seen it done so many times with people that I know who've been given an opportunity from their parents and they've turned it into a massive entity. I've seen it because that's America. I've seen what my parents were able to carve out with what little they had, married at 22 and 20, raising 6 kids, building a home. I'll never build a home. And I've worked just as hard as my dad and longer. Okay? That was one of my dad's, he used to say, I can't believe I built this house. I mean, he's in his 50s, 60s, cutting grass. I'd go get him a beer and talk to him, stop over for a bit. Look at his house. He goes, I can't believe I built that house when I was 29 years old. And my dad wasn't making anywhere near what I'm making now or even 10 years ago. But it was that grit, that never say die attitude. And honestly, when I think of politicians, I mean, most of them, especially at the federal level, they're very refined. Many of them have gone to college and become lawyers and had very prominent jobs in the business world. And politics just was something that intrigued them, and they saw an opportunity and they went for it. It's like a good lawyer, a man or woman who runs for a judge. I mean, you just admire these people because of what they do. But I always admired the carpenter, the electrician, the plumber, the men and women who worked in the steel industry, drove a truck. These are the people that really make it work. The middle class is the foundation that makes America able to continue to move forward. And what hurts me, I think we've been so disconnected as far as the White House for so long that we're not getting anything done. And finally, even though this guy's worth billions, he can talk to anyone. You see him with his grandkids. You see him with his wife. You see him with dignitaries. You see him with corporate people. You see him on the street out in front of the manufacturing gate. The only person in that White House that has ever visited the future. And we're talking about the natural gas of Shell. That's the future. That is the steel mill of Andrew Carnegie, known as Carnegie Steel, over 100 years ago. But people don't want to see it. They just put the sunglasses on and say, I'm blinded by the light. I don't want to look. Why are you afraid not to look? And I commend the Pittsburgh Public Schools for not closing any of the schools. Because all we do in America, shut her down, close it up. We're going out of business. You got to start thinking about snatching victory from the hands of defeat. You got to start trying to win. What did Al Davis used to say? Just win, baby. Just win. What did Rocky's bride say to him when he was waiting to see if she would recover during her hospital stay? And Burgess Meredith's character, Mick, was saying, come on, we got to train. And all of a sudden she said, come here, I want to tell you something. Come here, I just want to tell you something. Just win. What was that he said? What was that you say? Win. That's exactly what we need to do in this country. We got to win. I mean, do you understand? You have Russia engaged in a war in which people are dying every day. Mass numbers of death, flag-draped coffins coming back to Russia. They don't even know what's going on in the war because there's no journalism in Russia. No more Fortune 500 companies. You know, we talk about economic issues in this country and job loss. There's been massive jobs lost. You think we've got a homeless problem? You think we've got crime? You think we've got people dealing with drugs and alcohol? You have no idea. I have talked to people who have visited Russia in recent years. It's deplorable. They're not going to show you that. They're going to give you the B-roll from the Red Square on Saturday night or St. Petersburg, people lying at the beach. Russia, but they're still moving. They're still going forward. You know, I was saying yesterday, where's the money coming from the war machine? But where's the money coming to keep the Kremlin and really Moscow upright and the lights on and people living, eating, breathing, sleeping? Because they work hard. Why is Ukraine all these years later not been overpowered by the 100,000 plus troops that continue to pour into their country every day? Why are those 44 million citizens still moving forward? Because they've got grit. We've got to get some grit in this country. And you got a guy in Fetterman who's the definition of grit. And people want to push him out because he actually talks to the members of the Republican Party. Are you kidding me? What always amazed me about covering politics back in the 80s, you'd be at these commissioner meetings and various things, and they'd be screaming, and the veins in their neck would be popping, and just the face would be blood red. And then you'd be like at some get-together or ribbon-cutting ceremony, and they'd be enjoying a cocktail beverage and laughing. It was all about being passionate for your cause, standing up for your party, but in the end, it's about togetherness. It's about unity. There is no unity in this country. I mean, people can't agree on anything anymore. They can't. And that's a shame. You know, there are very few things that still are local. Very few. I love talking local. Small Business Saturday led this morning with a great story of Millvale. Had a wonderful Small Business Saturday because they thought outside the box. They got creative, but they worked together. Billions going to be spent through Cyber Monday. $1 trillion during the holiday season. If that's still happening and that type of money is exchanging hands, shame on us for having any issues in this country. And shame on us for having a multi-trillion-dollar debt. 36, 37, 38, give or take a few trillion. Does it really matter? But we have the resources. Listen, if you don't think the president doesn't realize what's going to make America great again, he would have never got involved in Nippon U.S. Steel. With all the gazillions of dollars in technology and Doge and all the stuff there and Tesla and SpaceX and these monumental brands and oil from his friends in the Middle East, he knows the only way to build back is by building things. Thus, wanting some of these Chinese companies to come here, put boots on the ground, make things, build things, hire American workers. Instead of just buying up what we're known for, like farmland and companies and employees and taking them to China, start doing business here. The money we'll spend here just as our money spends there. And if you want a good deal for both sides, you got to share the pot of money. That pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, you got to split it equally. The president is saying he doesn't want it all. He just wants his cut. Do you know how long it's been since America got a cut? A real good, honest-to-goodness cut of anything profitable? Long time. And one guy who's trying to make sure that it happens through the open line of communication is Senator John Fetterman. So the members of my party, leave him alone. And Josh Shapiro, sir, you and Mr. Fetterman, like that great combination, 1-2 punch, I think you can get the knockout. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. Stay with us. News coming up next. It's your Pratt Pack.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Festivities continue, and we think of people who need our help. Brian Goulish, Vice President, Marketing Communications, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank.
Yeah, so even with the federal aid resuming, we are bracing for record demand throughout the rest of the year, the holiday season. And just to put that in perspective, over the last 2 weeks, we've more than 2 million pounds of food out of our warehouse.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Americans spend $66 billion on weight loss products and services each year. And you know what? Right here in our hometown, Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Bitchoff has helped thousands of people do just that. Lose weight, keep it off. In fact, he's been helping people take back control of their lives for more than 20 years here in Pittsburgh at the PA Hypnosis Center. You have an opportunity to do the same. Are you battling anxiety? So many people are. He can help you with that. If you want to quit smoking, Dan Bitchoff is the call you should make at the PA Hypnosis Center today. Schedule your free consultation at 724-934-8446, 724-934-8446. Dan can help you reach your goal with a 98% success guarantee. 724-934-8446. Call now.
What does living your best nonstop life mean to you? Cheering on your team at that big game? A music festival with friends? A family vacation? Or maybe a vacation from your family? Live your best nonstop life with low fares and nonstop flights only at Allegiant.com.
Non-stop flights from Pittsburgh to Sarasota Bradenton, one way for as low as $57. Must be purchased by 12/3/2025 for travel between 10/28/2025 and 5/17/2026. Seats and dates are limited. Restrictions apply. See Allegiant.com for details.
Great wintertime savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. 80% lean fresh ground beef, $3.99 a pound. Healthy sweet blueberries, 1 pint package, $1.99 each. And selected varieties of Hostess donuts, 9.5 to 11.25 ounce bags, 2 for $3. Additional savings in our meat department. Lean, whole, bone-in, shorter pork butts, $1.99 a pound. And Eckrich smoked sausage or Polska kielbasa, 39 to 42 ounce packages, $7.88 each. In the produce department, sweet seedless halos, 3-pound bag, $3.99 each. And Haas variety avocados are 77 cents each. In our deli department, popcorn chicken bowls, 1 pound package, $6.99 each. And this week, selected varieties of Coke, Sprite, or Dr. Pepper, 6-pack, half-liter bottles, 4 for $16.
So get in on the great wintertime savings right now at Coons Market. How do you find the one nearest you? Click on CoonsMarket.com. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $150 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$150 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. TNC Supply. In-app only.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 41 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 10 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. An officer-involved shooting took place along the Parkway North on Saturday night. It killed one person, sent 3 others to the hospital. Police say a chase began in Butler County and continued on to the Parkway North on the southbound side. Eventually, that chase reached near the Camp Horn Road exit in Ohio Township of the Parkway North. That's when police say that fleeing white SUV lost control and flipped. Police say someone in the SUV began firing shots at officers. Officers returned fire, striking one of the people in the SUV. That person later died. 3 others in the SUV were taken to the hospital. No officers were injured in the ordeal. State police are handling that investigation. Pittsburgh police are investigating after a man was shot in the foot Saturday evening. The man arrived by private means to UPMC Shadyside Hospital after being shot. He's in stable condition. Police believe he was shot in Wilkinsburg, either on or near Foliage Street or at a BP gas station on Ardmore Boulevard. On Foliage Street, 20 rounds were fired, picked up by a shot spotter around 7:15 Saturday night. More shots fired at the BP gas station around 7:40 p.m. Allegheny County Police Department is assisting Wilkinsburg police with the investigation. Well, a man is dead after he was run over by a vehicle in his driveway. The man was pinned underneath the vehicle. This happened Saturday in Uniontown, Fayette County. An investigation revealed that the man did not put the car in park, then exited the vehicle, and the car drifted backward. The man became pinned under the front left tire. The man was taken to Uniontown Hospital, where he later died. State police continue to investigate the incident. Well, if you're planning on doing a lot of Cyber Monday shopping tomorrow, CBS's Stacey Lynn has a way that you can pay for it all.
There's a massive Powerball jackpot up for grabs that really would help pay for all those gifts. After no lucky winner for Saturday night's drawing, the jackpot has now soared to a staggering $740 million. If you defy the 1 in 292 million odds and match all the numbers, you can choose to get all that money, honey, in one lump sum, or